Everybody, there is an imposter among us. My evil sister, Sword of Evans, is in the stream as we speak. She has come to sow discourse and hatred across the lands. Which would be crazy if she knew how to sow.
0 RST431 just gifted 5 subs.
She has been caught. She has been found. She has been... She shall... everyone, hang her from her entrails and burn her at the stake. Abandoned my fiance to be here. So base, though. Fenari, your first time chat? Wow. Wow. Would you look at that? Your first time chat here. Can't believe it. Can't believe you actually hate me and think I should die. Kind of crazy that's the first thing you said in chat was those words. Because those were the words that you said. Yep. I am eating a sweet potato burger bowl. Yeah, you might think, what is this?
_broken_reaper_45 chair decks 500 mods. Tell Bricky he has to attend 5 HR meetings tomorrow.
That's fucked, ma'am. I've already done all my HR training, okay? I've already done all of my HR training. That sounds fine. Yeah, sorry. It's, literally what it is it's a bunch of, like, ground beef. Along with like onions and a couple vegetables and a bunch of sweet potatoes with like a Thousand Island dressing. So it's like it's basically like a burger bowl with sweet potatoes. It's very, very good. Not a burger? Yeah, it's a burger bowl. That's what I said. The Thousand Island dressing makes it really good. That's gross. Okay, Little Caesars addict. I did not ask for your opinion upon my burrito bowl. Sorry, burger bowl. I did not ask. Wild Wolf God gave $2 and said, how come Twitch and YouTube let you stream porn? I don't think they do, brother. I don't think they do. Also, Norse the Wicked, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. And Barthez with the 12. Hell fucking yeah, dude. Ah! Bricky jump scare. Oh shit, my chroma key. Oopsie. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. I've been maimed and tortured. Well, yeah, but like, that's different. As someone who makes sandwiches, burrito bowls, and pizzas at work, the burger bowl is extremely valid. Thank you. Thank you. It is a very valid thing. It's literally just a ground beef bowl, basically. But you add the mixtures that normally make a burger, minus the... You just swap out the carbs in terms of the bun for, like, potatoes. But it's gone. You came and show me. Damn straight it's fucking gone. I would lick this if I could. Without getting banned on Twitch. because that was fucking fantastic. It was good things. I mean, scary. He's still white. So true, though. So true. So true. So very true. Yeah. So we're back for today. We're back on the stream. We're here. Holy shit! I haven't seen one of those in years. Someone just spent 500,000 channel points to make me drink water. Holy shit. Ugh. Oh God, you're right. I've been living off cum for years. This is so different. I can't drink anymore. I'm gonna genuinely hurt myself. Emily, stop texting me. Ask your questions in the chat. How much money is 500k? It's channel points. They don't cost any money. You just get them by watching the stream. They're free. They're Are you okay? You know what this reminds me of? That kid who drank the carbonated water too fast.
The _broken_reaper_45 chair decks 500. Also drunk stream when you know Stromo apologist goblin.
Also drunk stream when? You know, I'd actually be pretty cool with that one if I'm being perfectly honest. That'd be sick as fuck. A drunk stream? I'd be down for that. All right, chat. I'm gonna show you my favorite video of all time. It's not my favorite video of all time, but it's probably my favorite video of all time. Are you ready?
Might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star, but can he chug a sparkling water and not burp?
This is a classic, man.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Man might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star.
We gotta do it again. We gotta watch it again. We gotta watch it again. Hold on. We gotta. Whoa. That's how I was feeling drinking this water. That's how I was feeling.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Man might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star.
It's such a classic, man. It's such a classic. It's so good. God damn, that's such a good one. It's a certified banger. You know, I wouldn't actually mind a drunk stream, Broken Reaper. I don't know what I would play, though. Oh my god, is that John Yakuza Kiwami with a 16-month resub saying Baba Boy? Holy shit. I'm in your walls. Let me bartend your drunk stream. You know what? I'm kind of down for that. Yeah, you know what, Emily? You can bartend the drunk stream. That'd be fun. You know what we'll do? We'll play Halo ODST Helldivers, which has basically got me all bricked up. That's... Yeah, so I missed a couple of things in the last... Oh, so okay, here's what we're doing today, Chat. Here's what we're doing today, okay? Here's what we're doing today. We're chatting for about 45 minutes. 30 minutes. I lied, 30 minutes. Then we're watching the new Path of Exile stream, because that's the sponsor I'm doing for today. It's about a 30-minute little showcase showing off the new Path of Exile stuff. That's 2. And then after we're done with that, we are going to probably for about 2 hours play. After that, we're probably going to stream White Knuckle. I kind of want to stream White Knuckle because the game looks sick as fuck. And it looks super fun. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Yeah. Don't you have the one V-card box left? I do. I don't know if I'm going to do that today or maybe tomorrow or something like that. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but unfortunately my... Okay, so here's something interesting, chat, that I think is kind of neat. I might be going back to form a little bit. So, yeah, I exploded. So I'm noticing a trend. Right now, at this current stage of my world, I am having a situation where I always have so many various, like, meetings and shit I need to get done with that because of that stuff, I am not, like, able to get a good 3-hour stream going. But I always have, like, an hour and a half available to me. And so, you know what I've started? I think I'm going to start doing again? I think I'm going to start doing videos like the old school days where it's just me talking to a camera, Let's Play style, and I'm just like playing a game, you know? Like, I don't know, like maybe not like a Let's Play, probably not like a Let's Play, but just like random shit. For example, I actually recently, I'm trying to go for an unseeded Nan-Inf on Infinite on Balatro. And no, not Fireside Bricky, more so just like gameplay Bricky. And I keep trying to go for it. And I recorded a video of me yesterday doing it. And I relied on Space Joker. And I'm ready to take Space Joker out in the back of the cornfield and shoot it in the fucking head. Because it failed me so much. And so it was like a 20-minute video. And it made me lose my mind. And so I'm probably going to upload that video. Also, Barthez, thanks for gifting a tier 3 sub to my sister. And Big Bone Nelly, thank you for the tier 1 sub as well. Appreciate it. Anyway, so yeah, Space Joker sucks. But I was kind of crashing out, but I was having a really fun time just like talking about Balatro and my plans and strategies while I was playing Balatro. And so I might like end up doing that a little bit, you know, just doing like the Let's Play thing. And then, but because I can film those videos in an hour and I can do that if I'm not able to stream, you know, and that's kind of the big thing is if I can't stream, I can at least do this for an hour. And so I think it might be kind of fun, you know, first mistake was relying on Space Joker. Bro, I had a blueprint. I had a blueprint and a Space Joker. And it still never went off. I 50-50 that Space Joker, and it still never went off. I was losing my mind. So yeah, that's the plan. That's kind of the plan. You'll see some stuff happening. You'll see some more videos coming out. Oh, what are we doing, Broken Reaper?
45 cheer Dex 500. Maybe the Joker just needed some space. Yes, mods, I'm ready for my execution. My final meal shall be the tears of Triceramanes from Mecha Break.
Yeah, all right, kill him. Bricky, I'm addicted to those flavored toothpicks and I blame you. Damn straight you should blame me. I sold you them. I told you they're good. I told you they're great. They're just so consistent. They're really fun. In fact, I kind of want one right now. I can't show you this one because it's a test, but yeah, so I'm going to, probably gonna do that a little bit. We'll make a video or two. You'll see how it goes. I also am considering basically going back into the day. Now, I do kind of want to do a Fireside Bricky again. You're right, but I kind of want to do it. I don't know. What's old is new again, right? And I don't know. I kind of want to do like the classic, the old school version. The C-nanners, the old phase folks. I'm considering like the weekly slap J-Schlatt stuff, where I just like talk over a video game on a Monday, and then just like take questions from chat or like comments from the last video, and just chat about that, you know. You know, and like, because I kind of want like a little bit more consistency on the second channel, and that might be a thing I do, because they're really easy to make. But it's fun. So Quake 3 Deathmatch, maybe an old Call of Duty, who knows? Okay, chat. Okay, there's a few things I need to say. Gamescom was yesterday, right? Gamescom was yesterday. Couple cool things. One, Silk Song in like 2 days. Holy fuck, that's so funny. Two, Dawn of War 4 looks peak. Not being made by Relic, I don't believe, or whatever the old company was. Being made by the people who did, what's the other game they did, chat? What's the other, they've made another game in the past. I forget what it's called. One of you will answer me in a moment. Iron Harvest. The people who made Iron Harvest, which I'm actually kind of hyped for. I hear Iron Harvest is very good. So I'm really hoping that comes back and it's good. The first impressions seem good. The first impressions of the players who have played it seem good. Interesting choice for a dev team, but I'm kind of okay with that. Also, it has its flaws, but it's very Dawn of War coded. Dawn of War coded is good for me. Also, I noticed that when you built an orc building in the Dawn of War trailer, it just like flies from the sky and lands on the ground like it got thrown as like a moon. And that's so orc coded that I love it. What else? Yeah, that was a lovely choice. That was a really cool choice. Couple other things, you know. I mean, I'm glad that Eldar, or I'm not glad that Eldar aren't the main faction, but it's kind of sick to see the Necrons so popular. That's really, really cool. Yeah, okay, so Fallout Season 2 trailer has me not gonna kill myself for at least another 25 weeks because that looked so good. I have not seen that much fan service shoved into a trailer in forever, but it looks like real fan service, like good fan service. Because obviously I'm a New Vegas head, and I just saw that and I was like, wow, that looks really good. You know, God, I hope it's good. You know? Horny for Deathclaws, are we? No, I don't. Okay, I don't give a shit about the Deathclaw, honest to God. I give a shit about, like, a Mr. House in old and past time. If, what's his buckets, Ghoul guy, if the final episode of the new season has him beating Mr. House's decrepit body with a golf club, I will come. I will come. Don't come. Do not come. I'm gonna come. So, yeah, very curious about that. Some very interesting stuff. Bricky, which New Vegas ending do you think is canon? I don't think anyone cares. I don't know if there even is a canon ending. I'm pretty sure. I mean, because isn't Fallout just like a very faithful representation of the Fallout world and like certain events, not the players' events? Aw, rest in peace, Barthez. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Season 2 will be their own canon in a sense, you know? Dude, I would love if they meet the courier and he's just like an absolute crack addict, yeah. And he's just like just shoving Jet in his face. That'd be so sick. Or is it Psycho? I think you inhale Jet. That'd be so funny though. Howdy Brick, first time chat, want to say thanks. I got a toothpicks last week to chew that instead of biting my nails. It's the longest I haven't bitten my nails in years. Holy shit, that's actually really great to hear. Hell yeah. Glad to hear it. Thank you. I'm glad and thanks for grabbing them. I'm doing a little bit of myself. Yeah, I'm imagining Yes Man won't be canon in that case, but that's fine, whatever. I am, so long as they just make an entertaining show, I don't much care about which is canon. Just make a good show, you know? Also, another thing to say, I'm so mad at your business partner, by the way. Oh, why, Fenari? What did Thomas do, huh? He could do no wrong. He can do no wrong. How dare you? How dare you? What's up, Oshi? Alu? Oshi, what are your thoughts on this? It's powerful, right? Powerful stream. Oh, hey, DK, what's up, man? Good to see you here. How you doing? The Giga Piss. The Giga Piss. You need a zip sound, too? Me hitting the urinal so goddamn hard I break the handle off. Anyway, I'm done. It's alright, I'm done. Dog, your sister is watching? Bro, I grew up with her. She knows who I am. I've been cursed this morning with Bricky on multiple fronts now, between Chaplain with a ball gag and aggressive pissing. Listen, the Chaplain doesn't have a ball gag. That's Lamarty's. The boy. Is Lamarty's a Chaplain? I don't think he is. That's the boy. Okay, and it's also that you spell ball gag wrong. It's B-A-A-L, because the Blood Angels are stored in the balls. Pepsi Man, thank you for the resub. And Adeda Bear and the Chimp Pit, thank you for the resubs as well. Can we watch the Helldivers ODS T trailer? I mean, no, you could watch it yourself. I've already seen it, and it looks sick as fuck. It looks awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna come. But, you know, like, it looks incredible. I have very few other things to say about that. Dude, the suppressed SMG is back. Oh my god. I hope it's good. I really do hope it's good. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Also, an aside, chat. They recently updated... Okay, this is a strange thing. And I don't talk about it much because it's kind of hard to talk about because no one has the opportunity to really play it unless you already have. Deadlock recently made an update to the game. I've been a pretty big Deadlock stan for a while, and the new update they just did is the coolest goddamn thing I've ever seen. And the design of the characters is bar none. It is bar none. I do not think there have been more enjoyable character designs in a hero game like this in like forever. I have no idea, Oshi. I have no clue. They removed a lane. There's like 3 lanes now, and it's like 2-2-2. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. Which one did you go for in New Vegas, and why isn't it the NCR? One glory to taxation. I'm pretty sure the NCR ending is like probably the best ending for everyone involved. It's just like a slightly mediocre government where instead of like a cracked out courier and like a hyper libertarian capitalist with an army of robots and then like slavery. I don't know. I normally do yes man because I get to make my own choices. But if I was like a normal citizen of New Vegas, I would not want the courier in charge. The guy's a maniac. He got shot in the head. But yeah, no, Deadlock is actually like cool as hell. It's a really awesome looking game, and the character designs are insane. The new characters are insane. The doorman dude is wild. They also updated like the main area of the game. I just spit. You know, I don't mind the yelling, but does he have to spit? And it looks just so awesome. I kind of want to make a little video on it because I feel like Deadlock is one of those games that is going to be either extremely good or popular or both. And so far, its design philosophies and its characterizations are wildly good. They just look insane. So, yeah. Not me locking in Grey Talon anyway. Have you heard what the doorman says to Grey Talon? It's like, holy shit. It's wild. He just like spends the entire game rage baiting people or like saying the most evil shit I've ever heard. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool though. Also, they have a new like hero selection and all of the artwork is different. I might show you guys after this. I actually genuinely might show you guys after this because it's just so cool. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna need a second wave on release, no doubt. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still like a closed beta thing, you know, no one's really playing it, but I'm the one who has access, and I look at it and I'm like, damn, this is sick. We also have we have some Path of Exile stuff going on right now. Is that Jackie Daytona? Are you talking to me? Who the fuck is that? Brickmeister, thoughts on Borderlands 4? Am I crazy to think it looks good? Does that make me crazy? Because, like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that, like, I'm not a huge fan of when it comes to some Borderlands stuff. But, like, it looks not bad. And I've been burnt before? So I'm very suspicious. But I'm kind of like, No, I mean, Borderlands 3 gameplay was good, no doubt, but the story was just so bad I couldn't even handle it. I don't know. I'm like, right, DK? I'm looking at it, and I'm kind of getting this feeling of, this doesn't look bad. Maybe this is worth something, you know? So I'm curious. I mean, based on what I've been seeing, I mean, hell, I was thinking the same thing about Battlefield 6, and then I played Battlefield 6, and I was like, oh, wait, it's actually very, very good. And so I was wrong on that one. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll definitely see. We'll definitely see. I want to say this without sounding creepy, but I can't. Could you mention which soap you use? I remember you mentioned some with Sim, and I want to move away from Axe. Oh, do you mean like actual soap? Oh, I use the Cheeky stuff because I'm sponsored by Cheeky. The I don't know if that was a tee-up or something. If that was meant to be a tee-up, a corpo, you know, thing, awesome. Hell yeah, thank you. If not, no, like seriously. The main soap I use is the Moist Critical Company Cheeky. Use code Bricky for 10% off! Cheeky. It's unironically the best fucking bar soap I've ever used in my life. It's genuinely great. I don't know about the rest of the, like, I'm pretty sure they delivered to the EU. It's actually really good, man. So, like, yeah, genuinely. Thanks for the alley-oop, my friend. Would you still consider Battlefield 6 good if it was filled with bugs to the brim? Well, the beta I played was filled with a few pretty decent bugs, and I still liked it. So, yeah. If the bugs get worse than it is currently, then no. But with the current bugs, it was still pretty darn good. That's so true, DK, but it's easier if they do alley-oop me. It's much easier that way. How they keep the crazy ragdoll. The crazy ragdolls are pretty funny. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. The crazy ragdolls are very funny. Also, hey Johnny, thanks for the resub. Appreciate it. They're very good. Sorry, we're almost about time to watch the Path of Exile stream for about 30 minutes. Oh god, the water keeps hitting. God damn it, chat. This is your fault in some way, shape, or form.
Franz_Bishop just gifted 1 subs.
Hey, Franz. How you doing? Thanks for the gift. It's anti-cheat trying to kill Valorant. Anti-cheat is so funny. That's so funny. You can't play the Battlefield 6 beta unless you like disable the Valorant anti-cheat. It's so funny. Which, you know, honestly is totally fair. You know. Here's a comment about your merch website. The link sends to a about our creators kind of site. Ooh, I probably do have the old one still because it's the YouTube side of things, doesn't it? You are so right. Allow me to make that change. Thank you very much. Made that change. Classic Bricky. Games yesterday was fun. 2 reasons. Awesome games. Okay. This is going to be a nuclear take. I think the Call of Duty trailer is kind of sick. Because I saw how much they were trying to like break away from their normal stuff, and the new trailer is stupid and dumb and moronic. But I want them to be kind of weird, and I like when they get weird with it. And so I kind of am curious. Maybe let me pull this back. Let me retry what I was trying to say. The trailer is a very mediocre trailer. It's kind of shit. It's not very well paced. The music choice is bad. It's not particularly good. However, the campaign looks so fucking stupid with like gigantic Menendez like arm or fucking Taken King King's Fall Oryx slams that I'm praying. I don't give a shit about the multiplayer. I don't care about anything but the campaign. It's the only thing I care about. And I want that game to be so unrelentingly stupid and over the top that would make it cinema. That's what I'm hoping for. It's because I'm here to be entertained. I don't much care if it's, I mean, I do care if it's good, but I don't much care if it's good. I want to be entertained. And I'm looking at the maps with like the LA highway pirouetting into the sky and a gigantic Menendez slamming on you. And I don't know, man. I'm kind of curious. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping, okay? I'm hoping. I want them to cook something stupid. That being said, it is hilarious because in this world of like Battlefield 6 and this kind of stuff, Battlefield 6 is going to sweep, no doubt. But I don't know. You say that, but suddenly Peter Griffin is running around with a gun in multiplayer. I repeat, I don't give a shit about the multiplayer. It's already ruined. I want the campaign. I want to play the campaign because it looks insane, and that's the kind of thing I want to see. I don't care about Warzone. I don't care about multiplayer. I just want to see what in God's name they're doing in the campaign. If you haven't seen it yet, the trailer yet, I would watch it. It's not a good trailer, but it looks like it's gonna be really funny. And that's all I care about. Hey Bricky, when is the Gamer Subs Madison and Jug supposed to ship out? Pretty soon, I believe. I sent over all of the signed stuff just recently, so I think this week they're sending out a decent amount of them. I had to sign like 1,000 fucking things, so it might. I'm pretty sure like this and next week. The comments section is a great Battlefield ad. Oh yeah, no, like 100%. The comment section is cooking. 1,000% the comment section is cooking. The thing is, The last time we had this scenario of the Battlefield 1 Infinite Warfare situation, Infinite Warfare was actually good, and the masses were wrong. However, sales-wise, I get the feeling that Battlefield 6 is going to absolutely obliterate Black Ops 7, and that might change things around. Was Battlefield 1 bad? I didn't say that. You're doing the pancakes waffles thing. They were both good. The Infinite Warfare, like, hate mob was wrong. That was wrong, because Infinite Warfare is sick. So you hate waffles, I see. The worst COD outsold Battlefield? No, that's probably true. COD will probably still outsell Battlefield, but even so. That is true. That is probably true. But, you know. I'm slightly disappointed I don't get to dunk on people as Hatsune Miku is in Battlefield 6. I know you're mostly baiting, but there is a certain level of, like, archaic dystopian Fortnite that COD has that like, kind of makes me laugh as an observer and not as a player. Dawn of War trailer is sick. I was thinking for the 300 bits. Dawn of War 4 trailer is sick. It looks great. I hope it is good. I don't know. Battlefield might take up a bigger slice of the pie. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm here to play the Call of Duty campaign and rip into it because it deserves to be ripped into. What's fun about the Call of Duty campaigns is that there's enough good in them that I get to have a fun discussion while simultaneously them still being bad that I can make fun of them. So I can have a nice situation where I can simultaneously make fun of them and not have a hate mob come my way because people get mad about video game opinions, and also still like have a game that's somewhat enjoyable to play because the gameplay of COD is normally pretty smooth. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. My problem with BO7 is the way it looks way too early for a new one. Ah, that's true, yeah.
The _broken_reaper_45 chair decks 500. Also, Edgerunners Season 2 trailer is crazy.
I didn't watch Edgerunners Season 1, so I didn't watch it. I don't much care. I'm just not interested, sorry. You love depression, watch it. I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't know, this seems like most animes I don't much like, so I just didn't watch it. I don't know. I was like, this looks like a pretty standard animation, whatever. I don't know. I mean, chat, you can like something and me. I'm not the target audience, bro. I am not the target audience. Maybe when I finally play Cyberpunk 2077 and really enjoy it, then maybe I would like it. All right. Well, chat, I made a slight error, and by me, I mean it's definitely Nick's fault. My manager's fault. I unfortunately actually have the Path of Exile thing is in an hour. Yeah. Very awkward on that one. Regardless though, I still wanted to show you guys some cool Deadlock stuff. So I'm going to show you guys that right now because it's sick as fuck. And because I just kind of want to glaze this game a little bit because it was really cool. And I just kind of want to glaze the art style a little bit for like 10 minutes. I'm not even going to play a game. I'm probably just going to open it and be like, look how cool this is. And then I'm probably going to close it. And then I'm going to go play Balatro. That's the plan. That is literally the plan. I mean, that's sick as fuck. Yeah. You are you sold? Are you sold, chat? Have you been sold? Look, there's like a pigeon. But he's a ghost pigeon. They made a new zone. Dude, they got like a whole it's loading now, so it's a little laggy. They got a whole like little hub now. You know? There's a bear. Woo! 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 Oh, they got the Gooner arm. This is Bebop. He kind of do be gooning sometimes. Me with my fursona. Do I have any votes? I do not have any votes because I have to play a match to vote. See, they got a bunch of neato characters that you're voting for. I think Doorman's gonna win. I think the crew saw the Doorman stuff and are probably going to win. Also, the audio is very high. Goals. Also, they updated the shop a bunch.
You're looking to improve your abilities. I got just the thing.
That like the shop looks sick as hell now. It looks absolutely insane-o mode.
Have fun. Don't get dead.
Like, goddamn. There's just such like a look to it that I think is really fun. You know, did some old characters get redesigned? Yeah, no, so they did. So obviously, you know, you got your. There's also a cat. You can. There's also a bouncy ball. Fuck yeah. There's some cool stuff. Yeah, there's some very neat things, man. Funny beam. Everyone hates this move. I hate this move. I hate this move. I hate this move.
Pro-lining someplace else, mate.
But so the big thing though that I really wanted to show was they changed the hero select and it looks insane. It's so fucking cool. The design team on this game have cooked so hard. It's absolute cinema. Also, I find the enjoyability here cool because all of the names have their own kind of like art style. So, you know, you got like the Billy thing that's got the various text there, the Bebop, you got the Calico thing. But then like Dynamo, my boy, he's got the little math, I forget what the hell that's called, the division symbol, whatever it's called. Yeah, the fonts. I love typefaces, right? Square root, thank you. The root symbol. There's just some really cool things. I also like the fact that a lot of the characters are not what they seem. Well, I don't know about this guy. He looks like he's pretty much what he seems. Yo, yeah, Doorman hitting the... So, okay, so get this, right? The Doorman looks like a regular Joe Schmo. Apparently, the Doorman is actually an eldritch, demonic entity that is trying to, like, lure you into his hotel or something. He's like the actual devil. And he's just creating a version of himself that's very, like, light. You know? That's what the blue stuff is. So whenever he ults an opponent, he just, like, taunts the fuck out of them. Hotel California bait and switch. I mean, like, what is it? I'm trying to remember. What, like, something happened to Grey Talon's family. Like, he left to go hunt something or whatever, and his whole family was killed. Basically, it's kind of what happens there. Something along those lines. Where is it? There we go. Doorman voice lines. And when, like, if he goes to fucking Grey Talon, and I guess when you ult Grey Talon, he just kind of, like, rage baits you?
Your life to protecting others, but in the end you couldn't protect your son, or his wife, or their children. How many moments of their lives did you miss because you were too busy? Because you were traveling for work, because your calling was important, and your family would be there when you return. Yes, their lives were stolen, but it was you who robbed them of a father. Well done.
Just like, what the fuck, man? He's just a massive shithead. I'm like, damn, Christ. You know? I love my boy Dynamo, though. He's like he's probably one of my favorite characters. I like Lady Geist as well, too. They changed her face up a little bit. She looks a little bit younger. Also, just some of the character design is... Dude, look at him. Look at that peak performance, man. Look at the perfect hair, perfect form. Oh. What power. What a man. Also, this is the new lady. She's, she's like, I guess she's like Vampire Bat?
Never looked this good. Scream. Try to keep up.
Bats!
So long.
Funny bats! I have no cooldowns on currently, so.
Bleed for me. I can't wait for the grand finale. Run for your pitiful lives.
She's sick as hell, man. Also, she does a fun twirl when you dash. Wee! Woo! Near home. Wah! Whoo! Near home. Fuck, I'm trying out Deadlock. I know, right? Oh. Oh, wait, they have an aim trainer in here? Kinda, sorta? Take a look at Ivy, please. Oh yeah, they changed up Ivy. They made her, like, kinda cute, but also kinda gross at the same time.
Helping people's what I do. I'll slow 'em down.
Also, it's really funny because you can be like, yo, go fuck yourself. It's me, the Golem.
Kudzu bomb.
Also, Kudzu is an insanely overpowered fucking move. I hate it so much. Also, can we, you know, okay, I have to show you something, chat, because this is actually sick as hell. Okay. Deadlock change. Hold on. So, oh, fuck, yes. So, get this, right? So, Viscus is a very, very popular character, right? The green dude. Well, I think it's a them because it's not like even a character.
Firing protoplasm.
Go fucked, Cube.
Take a moment.
Glorp. Which is sick as hell, but what is even sicker is the fact that they changed. I guess they're gonna do a redesign of the character, and his new goddamn look goes so hard. Dude, fuck autism. My boy is swashbuckling. Dude, autism be damned. My boy is dripped. Look at him. Got the New York hat and the specs. Some of the character designs. This is not an ad, by the way, chat. I just really like this game.
The friends of humanity will be eradicated from this earth.
Vindicta's kind of sick. She got the grippers out though. Just that she got the fucking feet. She got them toes. Also, I found, okay, this is how you know it's a great game. Turns out, apparently, the cat will chase. So when you press 4, there's like a laser that points out because you're doing the sniper.
No one hides from me.
Because it's a laser pointer, the cat chases it.
Hello, friend. Firing. So long.
Right?
I make my own opportunities. That should buy us some breathing room.
Viscous Ball also follows Ava Bricky. Really? What else we got? Who are the other characters? I mean, I love Lash because he's just so fucking funny. I will say,
You got an eye for talent.
you gotta love Infernus because his gun is just him with finger guns going bang. And the reload is just...
And away we go.
Initiated.
Also, the sound effects of the game are go absolutely insane. McGinnis is awesome too. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like her redesign more or less. I'm kind of like indifferent on it personally.
Ready to do some field testing.
But it ain't bad. I'm indifferent. This is your classic engineer character.
We're not dying today. I can't let the turrets have all the fun.
Good work.
Engineer gaming. What else we got here? I mean, a lot of people like to play Haze because Haze is just sick as fuck. Like, it's just a really cool looking character design. So, one of the better ones, I gotta be honest.
You know it's bad when they send a Sandman.
She talks all funny too.
Moving into position. Nighty-night.
She also got that Drell Mass Effect 3. No, she does flips like the Edie bot in the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer.
Good. You hid yourself from me for the last time.
Yeah, I guess her lore is she's part of like the Sandman organization, which is a government entity that kills people in their sleep. So it's just sick as it's definitely a shitter character. It's like your classic 80 carry Reaper ult character. But yeah, it's something pretty crazy. Yeah, very edgy. Played a lot in the low ranks. Dude, the game is sick as hell, man. I really enjoy it.
The reputation speaks for itself. Run, cowards!
Wait, you can do a lightning strike? Oh shit, they added a lightning strike.
Today, justice will be served.
Yeah, Seven's pretty sick. He's pretty cool. Yeah, you should zap yourself now. Okay, so Sinclair I don't think is done yet as a character, because he's a little bit...
Can we please pretend to like each other for 60 minutes?
I'm gonna be optimistic and say, sure.
He's very much not done. If it wasn't clear. And his ultimate is just stealing ults. So, like, whatever.
I'm counting on you, Savannah. Presto!
So, okay. It's actually hilarious. So Sinclair's lore is so funny. He and another girl were both magicians. They loved each other very much. Their parents hated them. They hated their love. They hated their relationship. They said, fuck you, mom and dad. We will be together forever because we're in love. So they did a blood ritual and bonded their souls together forever. Eventually, they did a performance that went wrong, and they both died. Unfortunately, because they are blood bonded, despite being dead, their souls were still intertwined forever. They actually both blame each other for what went wrong with the magician act. So now they hate each other. And now the reason they're in this game is to do the things for the patron to grant them the wish of pulling themselves away from their blood bond together because they hate each other now. It is so funny. They are a bickering couple.
Once we agree who's driving the body.
I am.
She's not. Don't mess this up, Savannah. Oh, you're gonna look adorable. Savannah!
It's very funny. That it's divorce proceedings. What else do we got? You got Kelvin, who's the snowman. Does anyone have any characters they want to see? Because I'm just kind of fawning over the game right now because I really like it. I can't do the doorman, which I'm very sad about, but yellow one on the bottom left. Viper? The lizard?
Look, I'm not saying you need my help. I'm just saying, no, I actually am saying you need my help. Where you going, pal? Enjoy the venom. This'll take him out. Bola! We'll turn him to stone. Have some Pruno on the house.
Her character is very, very, very heavy gun.
Don't screw this up.
Yeah, the slide. Slither. They're pretty fun. Apparently her and Billy the Goat are like in a relationship. I don't fucking know, man. I don't try to understand anything there. I don't try to understand any of that stuff. The Slither is pretty goofy. I know, right? They're pretty goofy. My favorite guy is Dynamo.
Let me collect my extremities and I'll be right there.
Because I guess Dynamo is he got a little too close to a black hole or something. And so because of that, he got turned into like a neutron star or something. So they put it inside his stomach or whatever, and they built this robot body. So he's trying to get his body back. But he just looks fucking sick. You know? Like he's got the little floaty bow tie, and he's a professor. So he's all kinds of like you know, professor stuff. He's a healer. He's got like a little teleport thing. That kind of stuff. He hits you with his belly. Which is sick as hell. Though the main reason you play Dynamo is for his ultimate, which is absolutely fucking insane. It's just a gigantic AoE pulse stun. It's like old Galio ult. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm still on the. You're right. I'm still on the just chatting category. You're very correct. My apologies. Yeah, he's just a jolly guy. Also, that sound effect is absolutely insane. Yeah, he's also happily married. A lot of people really like Paradox because they think she's hot, or yeah, which you're kind of right. They kind of are. They're just hot in like a very formal way.
You want me on your side.
Because like the look is just sick. And the legs are attractive, don't get me wrong. But like just the outfit is just awesome. She's very smooth, too.
Gathering time. One less to deal with.
Way to go.
Very cool character. Who's the Bobby next to the lizard? Oh, Warden?
My family failed to protect this city once before.
So, okay, Warden is kind of sick.
Cannot happen again.
So, okay, so the lore of the game is that you've got these patron entities in New York, the Cursed Apple. And basically those patrons, their job is, like, the goal is that every character is trying to complete a ritual for those patrons to get something. You know, like Dynamo wants to fix his body. You know, some people just like want power. Obviously, I told you about the magicians want to be free from their whole thing, etc., etc. Some reason. I'm sure Doorman is just going just crazy with it. I'm pretty sure Warden, he's like a family of demonic entity hunters. And so he's a cop, yeah. And so he has a long family history of alchemy that are meant to kill deities. So I'm pretty sure Warden is doing this so he can be like, my wish to you, patron, is to kill yourself. Now!
This isn't about good or evil. It's about survival. Alchemical flash! Decisions, friend.
That kind of stuff.
You will pay for every life you took. I will stand against many.
Oh, they changed this.
Hardly a challenge.
So yeah, that's kind of the thing. What does the blob want? I don't know. What does he want? Can I find Viscus's lore? Oh, here we go. The Bermuda Triangle is never a myth. It was a shadow-line nexus deep underneath the Atlantic Ocean. For the most part, the things that escaped this astral gate were benign, like Nessie. But now something dark and predatory known only as the Adversary hunts the seas. And ocean denizens are scared to death. One of those inhabitants, a psychic sea anemone, wants to do something about it. Summoning an ectoplasmic goo body to traverse the surface, Viscus is desperately trying to summon the patrons in order to keep the deep safe from the horror that lurks below. Oh, so he's just trying to help out his buddies. Who's the redhead next to Paradox? Oh, Paige. We don't quite know yet. She's new and hasn't been unlocked yet. But her name is Paige. Haha. She kind of like, she's a little bit like Velma. She's very much a Velma-coded character. Very like, my books, my stuff. But also her book has a tentacle coming out of it, so I genuinely have no idea what she does. There's other people, like I'm pretty sure Vindicta wants revenge. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Vindicta was murdered in the Salem witch trials. A victim of John Hawthorne during the Salem witch trial. Yep. Vindicta got the second chance of life when her spirit was brought back to the mortal plane during the first Maelstrom. The Maelstrom is when demonics and like Eldritch stuff arrived. Waging a one-ghost war against the Friends of Humanity, a neo-inquisition formed by Hawthorne's descendants, Vindicta looks to keep the supernatural safe from Hawthorne's ilk, and she isn't afraid to stack as many bodies to do it. Yeah, she's literally just like one of the people murdered in the Salem witch trials, and she's like, fuck that guy. There's the goth vampire lady. I don't know much about Mina. Oh, here we go. Let's find out. Mina Ha had it all. Rich parents, elite education, and an arranged marriage that would see her ascend from run-of-the-mill upper class to American royalty. She was happy. Then her betrothed, whatever, was assassinated. Mina wept, not for the life of her fiancé, but for the future that was stolen from her. Why couldn't the killer just wait until after the wedding? Then she'd have the last name she always dreamed of, and no one would even have to pretend to love anyone. It could have been perfect, but life wasn't fair. And so Mina did what she always does when things don't go her way. She told her parents to fix it. Mr. and Mrs. Ha knew the only way to appease their daughter was to offer her something greater than what she lost. And marrying marrying into one of the world's most lauded families was a tall order to top. They had to think big. They had to think outside the box. They had to promise their daughter immortality. It took a small fortune, but eventually they found a vampire who was willing to turn her. Unsurprisingly, Mina thought the idea of eternal youth and a trust fund was an acceptable plan B, and happily agreed to the proposal. Now a fledgling vampire, Mina is quickly discovering that the clout she held as a human has no weight in vampire high society. And while at first that annoyed her, if there is one thing Mina has a knack for, it's learning the rules so she could subvert them. She will be the Viscount of New York. The other vampires just don't know yet. Holy fuck, she's an influencer. She's a Nepo baby influencer who is trying to summon the patron to get clout in vampire high society. What a fucking bitch. I love her. What a great character. Nepo vampire is insane. That's so funny, man. That's right. She's also a Lady Geist fangirl. That's so true. I forgot about that one. Should we look at the best lore in the game, chat? Jacob Lash is an asshole. I'm gonna go pee. All right. Kelly, they put Bricky in the game. Wow, I can't believe you. Who else is kind of fun? I do know Wraith has one of my favorite lines in the game, which is whenever she pings Hayes, she says, "Oh, great, a Fed," which is fucking hilarious.
No one builds an empire without sacrifice.
Wraith is pretty sick. Funny gambling card.
Cards out. I'm out of here. Take him down. Death comes in. I took him down.
Oh yeah, the reloading animation is so sick. It's so cool. The shoulder pad goes so hard. What's the actual gameplay like? It's like it's like Smite mixed with. It's like Marvel Rivals MOBA. Like, it has all the mechanics and everything about Dota, but with gameplay that I would say is closer to like a really fast-paced Marvel Rivals. It's more Marvel Rivals than Smite, I'd say. Paladins with the MOBA. Yeah, a little bit of that. See, the thing is the movement tech goes insane, right? Because, like, you have your dodges and stuff, and then you can, like, air dash and shit like that. You've got, like, you know, you've got wall jumps. You know, it's actually kind of insane. There's also, like, speed you can do, you know, and, like, extra jumps. It's pretty wild. Monday Night Combat's a great comparison. That might be a pretty good comparison, yeah. There's some other really cool... I don't actually know what Calico does.
Time someone had some claws around here.
What? Oh, she has like a fist gun?
The dark will claim them.
Man.
They'll die by my hand. I'll see you soon.
Holy shit.
I'll be the love.
Wait, what is her
I'm a little
dashes?
disappointed. Ava.
What is actually her lore? I don't know her lore. Once a decorated member of the Baxter Society, Calico left the August Order once she realized that killing monsters for free was less profitable than killing people for money. Now on an in-demand contract killer, Calico is living her best life, ending someone else's. Holy. What does Shiv want? He just looks Italian. Him? Well, what Shiv wants is to keep being the most powerful character in this game.
The Baxter Society saved my life, and now I'm gonna save yours. Knife out. Showtime. I don't get shook, but that was one scary bastard.
He's a weird guy. Yeah, I think he's an assassin. He's also like the most annoying character in the whole game. Baxter Society, International Monster Hunters, travels to North America looking for creatures to put down creatures that prey on their living. While his less polished nature and criminal past makes some of the more traditional members of the society wary, no one can deny his effectiveness. No, there's not a lot about Shiv that I think is... Okay, I will say Kelvin's kind of funny, though if you play against him, he's the worst character in the entire world.
Yes? Engaging. Time is of the essence.
But he does have... like, Frozone walk. Which is hilarious because your teammates can actually walk on it.
What's the hurry? Not so fast, friend.
He's actually extremely annoying. But his lore is cool. I'm pretty sure he's dead. A famed adventurer scientist, Kelvin made his life's mission to explore and understand the unknowable. So naturally, when rumors surfaced regarding an 8th astral gate hidden in the Arctic, Kelvin couldn't build an expedition team fast enough. Assembling the brightest minds of the generation, Kelvin and his team set forth with much fanfare. They never returned. A year and a half later, the frozen body of Kelvin was found by a fishing trawler, his corpse clutching a rock etched with glowing runes. The crew chipped away at the ice, looking to get a closer look at the body, and were shocked when Kelvin opened his eyes. They checked his vitals. There was no pulse. They sought to bandage his open wounds. There was no blood. And yet, impossibly, Kelvin was alive. Having no memories of what happened on the expedition, Kelvin is looking for answers. No, yeah, that's right. So he's dead. Lady Geist is kind of sick.
My debt to Oathkeeper will be paid.
She also, they changed her gun, and it's huge now.
You won't walk away from this. Your strength will be mine. You think you're winning?
Yeah, big gilf.
No one will
Yeah, she had like a
know.
little 357 snub nose before, and now she's got this giant revolver. What's with the big duo? Oh, Mo and Krill. What even are Mo and Krill? Members of the Tunnel Rats, a group that helps facilitate illicit trade and commerce between the boroughs thanks to underground tunnels. While most citizens of New York underworld respect the work the rats do, every once in a while a gang tries to exploit the tunnel system for personal vendettas. That's when Mo and Krill step in and remind the city what happens to those who disrespect their hospitality.
Mo and I are a package deal.
So Mo and Krill is pretty hilarious. They have like a shotgun. And then most of their moves are like, you know, like an annoying attack, a disability. They do a funny spin move. But his ultimate is basically a Warwick ult.
I got him, Mo.
It just holds them for a while, and then your team can wail on them and stuff, you know? Mirage's lore is pretty funny. They want to buy the state of Idaho. That's right, they do want to buy the state of Idaho. So, Mirage, The Jinn are a more curious group of people in the modern world. Possessing great power in controlled doses, Jinn are incapable of maintaining corporeal form for longer than 48 minutes without resting within a vessel. As a result, most Jinn employ human bodyguards for transport, protection, and companionship. Mirage is one such bodyguard. Employed by Jinn ambassador Nashala Dion, Mirage is in New York on a diplomatic mission. It's the hope of the Jinn that they can negotiate with the U.S. government for a sale of part of Wyoming so they can they can build a sovereign nation for their people.
If my services are needed to complete the ritual, then so be it.
I will not bear the
His ultimate's not particularly fancy. You just basically like teleport to a Fred. It's Shen ult from League.
The scarabs will deal with them.
How much for Wyoming? Dude, I have no idea. Pocket's kind of neat, except he's the most annoying person I've ever seen in my entire life.
We can build a better world.
His reload is sick, though. He has a very funny briefcase that has a frog in it.
Pays to plan ahead. They can't hurt me. Affliction.
Frogs. Also, he slides on the briefcase, which is kind of sick. Oh, wait. Actually, I think they're non-binary. I don't remember. Goofy character, though. Of course you have Lash.
Summon a god, right? Well, here I am.
I thought Pocket was just a twink. Maybe. I don't remember.
Tired of getting your ass kicked? Dropping in.
See, Lash is like your high burst damage aerial annoying douchebag guy, but his ultimate's the coolest thing in the world. He grabs everyone, you fling him somewhere.
Here comes the Lash. You don't got what it takes. Oh, I'm not getting killed by an oversized Halloween decoration. You're mine.
He also got that big mustache, which is fucking sick. Who's the guy on the top left? Abrams? I believe Abrams is a Hellboy-style investigator with a cursed book. Hard-hitting, hard-headed, and hard-drinking, Detective Abrams has been a fixture on the New York investigation scene for years, from stolen art to missing persons to ritual murders. Abrams didn't just take any case that came across his desk, he solved them. But his days of following cheating spouses came to an end the day he opened his office door and found the tome sitting on his desk. No instruction was left for him for a brief note scrawled in onyx blood that read, "Don't let them have it." Abrams hasn't figured out where the thing came from, but seeing as his home has been broken into, his office tossed on 3 different occasions, and his car firebombed, he has a vested interest in figuring out what the hell is going on. He's pretty cool.
No one's taking this book from me.
He's kind of like your big chunky dude with an enormous revolver. That's actually a shotgun. Though I will say Abrams is very funny because you normally build him tank, like Siphon Life. You build him like very melee heavy. However,
Men like you deserve to rot in Lost Whisper.
You can very much build him like burst, because sometimes you'll just basically like roll up to someone and be like, "Oh, what's up, idiot?"
Let's go.
And then that attack alone basically just one-shots them.
Let's go.
And it just like kills them. It's also funny because you can also hit them with the book.
Here I come. Let's go. Coming in.
He basically does the people's elbow, which is fucking sick as hell. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's a couple other interesting characters. Grey Talon is actually like really strong.
I'll kill as many of them as I have to.
I don't like Grey Talon. He's very annoying, but you know.
Let them run. It will not save them.
That move especially, very annoying. Fine character, just very annoying. I don't actually know much about Holiday. What is Holiday's lore? There are people who spent their whole lives dreaming about moving to New York. Holiday isn't one of those people. Content with being a sheriff in a small town, Holiday enjoyed a career where the only time she had to use her gun was when trick shooting at the county fair. Then the murders started. Grisly and inhumane, the bodies were found with their rib cages ripped open, their innards picked apart as if by birds. Holiday tracked down the killer, a traveling folk musician that the media dubbed the Troubadour. But when she confronted him, he exploded into a murder of crows and flew away. That was 6 months ago, and while the murders in central Illinois have stopped, Holiday's investigations have not. She believes that the Troubadour is traveling to New York, and when she finds him, she's going to kill that evil son of a bitch.
I never got to meet my grandpa, but I know I'll make him proud. I'll take him down. Hope I got this positioned right.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit, you explode.
Incoming.
Barrel!
I got something for ya. Catch. It's gonna blow. Setting up a bounce pad.
Oh shit, wait, oh shit.
Ready to get some airtime. Setting a barrel. Here comes the barrel.
No one's a better shot.
It's actually kind of sick. What's the ultimate? Oopsie.
Will someone shoot him already?
Oh, Skarner ultimate.
Take them out before they escape.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. I pulled him out of the thing. There's no just how do I kill again?
Take this gift.
Ready to move. Time to do what I do best.
Crap. I'm sure I think maybe we've made a slight error here. Red button on wall? Well, this regens cooldowns, I'm pretty sure. Fast and short cooldowns. What's the gargoyle's backstory? Yo, okay, the gargoyle is sick as hell. So Ivy is hilarious. The gargoyle didn't know what was happening when it sprang to life, just that a big human and a small human were being hurt. And so the gargoyle leapt into action, sending the attackers fleeing in horror. The small human said, "Thank you," and asked the gargoyle's name. The gargoyle didn't have one, so the small human said, "I'm going to call you Ivy." The gargoyle, being covered in ivy at the time, thought it was a bit obvious, but decided to go along with it for the small human's sake. The humans asked if Ivy would come home with them so they could show their appreciation, and so Ivy walked with them. That night, she learned much. The family were called the Arroyos. The little one, Sophia, Mofongo is what they called a plate of deliciousness. But most importantly, she learned that the people attacking them were called the Mendoza Syndicate, and they were hurting people, nice people, like the Arroyos. 18 years have passed since the day the Arroyos took Ivy home, and during that time, she made it her mission to dismantle the Mendoza Syndicate and free Spanish Harlem from its grasp. However, the thing about dedicating your life to a single pursuit for nearly 2 decades is that you don't really know what to do once you've achieved it. For the first time in her life, Ivy's prepared to venture outside of Spanish Harlem and see what the world has to offer beyond vigilante justice. Ivy is funny Spanish gargoyle.
Pair me up with the right person, and this will be over in no time.
Funny gargoyle. Funny gargoyle. She's fun. She's a cute character. Who else? I forget. Okay, Yamato looks fucking weird still, and this is definitely temp.
Grow stronger.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I actually think her lore is all in Japanese. That's so fucking funny. That's so funny, man. God damn it. I forget what her actual lore is. Something about her family. I don't really remember. I know Paradox is like a society type thing. Oh, I will say, Lady Geist is kind of neat. Once Lady Jeanne Geist was the Jean Geist was the toast of the town, but as time passed and her beauty faded, she found herself further and further from her glory days in high society, until finally she was nothing more than a frail woman in a nursing home, telling stories of a glorious past. And that's when Oathkeeper revealed himself. A powerful spirit from another plane, Oathkeeper offered her a patch to reclaim her past glories. He could restore her youth. All she had to do was drain the essence of the living to sustain herself. Geist was torn. Obviously, murder was ghoulish business, and undoubtedly Oathkeeper was not an entity that could be trusted. But still, the thought of having a second chance of reliving her youth was too good to pass up. So she concocted a plan. After making a pact with Oathkeeper, she would bind and ward him, limiting his influence and pull over her. Oathkeeper would still get fed, but on her terms, not his. However, as years have turned to decades, the strength of the ward has weakened, and Oathkeeper hungers more than he ever has in the past. So Oathkeeper is the evil green arm, and that's the lock on her arm that keeps her, keeps him from taking over too much stuff. So that's why she's kind of like she's a lot of self-damage. All of her attacks are, she's gone, she's invisible. What the fuck? Help me.
Beauty doesn't need to fade.
Lady Geist, please. There we go.
Your valor is
so, all of her moves do damage to her.
This is just a taste of what you've done.
You know, but she also like takes people's health. She's like a vampire type person. What else do we have here? I know. McGinnis is like wants to make her company really good. And Bebop is fighting for his mom. Lash is just a dickhead. McGinnis is like wants to make the streets better because he's like a cool bartender. He's also got a Natura Pine toothpick in his mouth. Let's go, based. Yeah, I think Bebop literally has like a nice lady. Forged by the hands of a widowed junkyard attendant, Bebop was more than just some scrap golem laborer. He was the son she couldn't have. Together they would work in the iron yard during the day, listen to jazz at night. It was a predictable, if not comforting, routine. But now Bebop's creator has fallen ill, and while Miss Shelley wouldn't approve of the activities that Bebop does at night to pay for her medicine, what she doesn't know can't hurt her. So he's just kind of a chill guy. I'm pretty sure he's like a bare knuckle brawler. He does like underground pit fights, which is why him and Lash know each other, because they both do those pit fights.
Who wants to play with old Bebop, eh?
He's also South African. Yeah, I've heard the doorman voice lines. Clearly 7 being out here was a mistake.
I gotta blow! I'll be here all day, mate.
Which is pretty fun. Yeah, he plays Kano, I believe, in Mortal Kombat as well. There's a couple others. There's some neat folks out here. I still want to know the doorman's full lore because he's a fucking horrible dude. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the one that gets voted for, at least as far as I'm concerned. What else? I don't actually remember what Hayes' lore was. The Occult Security and Investigation Commission is a black box government organization that makes the CIA look transparent. It falls on the men, women, and entities of the OSIC to keep the country safe from sinister forces that are beyond the capabilities of local law enforcement. As a member of the notorious Sandman Division, Hayes is routinely tasked with infiltrating the dreams of persons of interest to assess their threat level and, if needed, to put them to sleep. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, I could just go to the sandbox, couldn't I? So the FBC? Kinda. How far is his hook?
Not so fast.
His hook goes actually insane. Where can we get more range in the shop? What are range items? Capture radius, fire rate. I don't know a lot of them. Greater expansion? Is there? I forget. Do they have like a search? They do. Thank you.
You're not gonna regret that.
There we go. Ability range. I'm just gonna buy all the things that say range on it. Good enough. The bebop thing gets kind of insane. It gets really insane, actually. Maybe? Ah.
I got him. Nothing you can do now, mate.
That's wild, man. Yeah, pull into uppercut is quite the oh, hold alt to see the ranges. Oh yeah, regular ranges, but not the rest. Has it always been that long? I mean, I did buy a bunch of range items for it, so it's kind of that thing.
I'm squishy. Rolling goo.
God, I love him. Fist.
I need a break.
Glorp.
This may hurt.
Glorp. Glorp.
I will bring the end.
Oh, I lost all my items, damn.
Bedtime for you.
Our guns got changed a little bit. Wasn't the slime thing Yuri Lowenthal? I actually don't know.
Looks like we have work to do.
It's good stuff, man. It's a great... Dude, it's such a fun game. If you're not a fan of MOBAs, then, like, you're not going to enjoy yourself because it's a MOBA still at the end of the day. But I must say, when it comes to just the actual, like, fun that the game provides, it's wild. It is wild stuff. They did Vic's portrait dirty. You better not be talking about this portrait. This portrait fucks. If you think they did this portrait dirty, you are wrong, my friend. This, like I said earlier, autism be damned. My boy is dripped out. This is so peak. Unless if you mean the current one, that's okay. If you mean the current one, I can agree with you on that one. All right, chat, real fast. We are checking out Path of Exile. We are watching the Path of Exile stream. Watching the PoE2 stream. Exclamation point PoE and then hashtag M. Chat, I am actually doing a sponsory doodad right now. I am watching along with the Path of Exile stream for the next 30 minutes. And if you want to check it out, there's exclamation point PoE in the chat. Very, very simple. Can we also have PoE2 drop 2? Thank you, Slip, for the pin. I appreciate that. If they allow you to do the drop in my chat, that would be awesome. But if they don't, then you may need to watch theirs. But with that being said, I do want to provide a nice little bit of shenanigans going on here. So we have the Path of Exile 2, the third Edict reveal. Path of Exile 2, I'm just going to hit that follow button right there so I don't accidentally, get rolling with that stuff. And yeah, money time. It is a sponsored section right now. There is a hashtag ad, correct. I am in the PoE category right now. I'm sure they're playing some great music. I mean, it's dark music. I guess PoE is a bit more of a depressing type thing, isn't it? So we'll bring chat back. Chat, you're free. You will live. There we are. Probably out of the way of the stream a little bit. Hell yeah. I can't remember where I know you from. It's been a long time since I watched some Twitch. Were you a CS YouTuber? I don't know if I'd ever consider myself a CS YouTuber, but I certainly made plenty of CS stuff. Well, yeah, no, I played Path of Exile 2 for a bit for a sponsored stream before, and it actually kind of banged. I was a little surprised how much I enjoyed it. I also looked at the skill tree and was like, holy shit. So, but I will be doing a little sponsory thing for PoE 2. Also, I like PoE 2's really depressing atmosphere. That's kind of the kind of thing that I enjoy. I like that stuff. It's not a tree, that's the whole forest. I mean, you know, like a Finnish, like an evil Finnish forest. Hell yeah. Well, of course, Possum. We love depression. That's like one of our favorite pastimes. Yeah, I mean, imagine. Well, see, Mr. Bricky found depressing atmospheres enjoyable. That's why I like 40K. Less so, I like 40K, therefore I like depressing atmospheres. I've always enjoyed the depressing atmospheres. You know, chicken and the egg type thing here. Also, hey, Neroy, thanks for the resub. And you too, Octavius, you as well. Appreciate you. As a young man, I yearned for the depression. Would you call me a young man? All right. It's gaming time. Also, you can check out the panels below, chat, if you want to click on that. Oh, God. There's that water drinking again. Chat, you gotta stop making me drink water. I'm just gonna be burping for the next who knows how long. No, we're not. Don't you be drinking. Don't you be trying to tell me to be drinking. 5, 4, 3, 7, 0.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers.
Hi, Jonathan Rogers.
And welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of what's coming next for Path of Exile 2. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream.
Let's go!
You'll be able to claim your Sun Priest's Incineration rare finisher effect by following the instructions below. Now with that out of the way,
hi, John.
Let's get started. It's time to give you a teaser of what's coming in Path of Exile 2, the Third Edict.
All right, I'm learning things, chat. I don't know what Third Edict is, and I'm learning things now. That's why I'm here. I'm learning. Act 4, by the way? Oh, it's Act 4, okay.
I have called you here to save our people. To save our way. Over the ages, we have known pain like no other, but we endured, and we became mighty.
Are these folks in like Act 3 and stuff? Yes, I'm assuming it's after the Second Edict.
Nothing.
No doubt, it's after the Second Edict. Clearly.
Hear my voice, ancestors. Show us your strength. Show us the true way.
Oh.
I understand.
I get a feeling he's going to become like... Oh, shit. Wait, do they have fully automatic cross... What the hell? It's a fully automatic crossbow? Wait, okay, there's so much Path of Exile I have not seen yet.
The true Lakura Makoi will rise.
There's so much exile in this path. Damn. That you're so right. 24 bosses seems insane. Wait, sprinting? Wait. Wait. Sprinting? That's right, they don't have sprinting, right? They just move. We're gonna get to zoom. Dude, Path of Exile has like some of the most wild ass creature designs. Some of the stuff they show off is just, it just goes absolutely ridiculous. They're so gross.
Now, as you can see, there's a lot going on, and we have a lot to reveal today.
I'm glad.
We'll start by going over Act 4, the next chapter in the Path of Exile 2 storyline. But that's not all. There's also 3 new interlude acts to get you to endgame, which means we're removing cruel difficulty too. After that, we'll be going through the massive changes to characters. I'm super excited to show you how I've overhauled the entire support gym system. Added new skills,
150
and
notables.
Yes, there are buffs. Next, we'll go over the Rise of the Abyssal, this season's exclusive League mechanic, and talk about the new rewards, crafting systems, areas, and bosses that it adds. After that, it's on to changes we're making to the endgame. Then it's time to talk about items, crafting, and oh yeah, trade. That's going to be a big one. We'll then go over our new support
Buy
packs
items when
and finish
sellers
up with a
are
live Q&A
offline.
session where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile 2's game directors, myself and Mark, your questions from Twitch chat.
Wait, you
And
skipped
after that,
sprinting.
at 4 p.m. Pacific, hatch notes. They're not quite complete, but they should give you some nice details to chew on.
Wait,
We've got a lot
my
to cover
sprinting
today.
though.
First, another announcement. When the third edict launches on the 29th, we'll be having a free weekend for Path of Exile 2. That's right, Path of Exile 2 will be free for the first time without requiring an early access key. The free weekend will end on September the 1st, so you'll have plenty of time to give the game a try.
Oh shit.
All right, let's get started with Act 4. The story continues from the
Bricky
end of Act
sprinting
3.
was a while ago, but it says
Doryani has
sprinting
agreed to
right
help you find
there.
an ancient weapon that can be used
Oh, no, that
against
dude.
corruption, the instrument of the third edict. The weapon was broken in ages past, but he believes that the pieces may be found in the Karui archipelago, the home of the Karui tribes. You will need to journey to Kingsmarch.
I'm so glad to be
hire a ship,
unemployed.
and set sail. When you open the map, you can choose to sail anywhere you like. Act 4 is completely non-linear, and you can visit the islands in any order you choose.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Will you visit the pristine beaches of Whakapanu Island?
Oh, fuck a who?
The Karui whisper of a curse that afflicts all who travel there. Perhaps it's related to the weapon you seek. Or maybe you will visit the volcanic shores of the Isle of Kin. The Kin have been more restless recently, mining for sulfite and driven by some dark force. Perhaps you will choose
No,
to
sir.
consult with one
I
of the
didn't see
local
you playing
Karui
with your dolls
tribes.
again. Good.
Ancient wisdom could hold clues to finding the third edict. No matter where you choose to go, you will fight dangerous beasts,
Yeah, no doubt on that one.
find fabulous treasures,
Dude, he's so dripped. Thank you, lore
and battle
skeleton.
incredible bosses.
A challenger! Come, Yama sees your soul!
There are 8 islands to discover, each teeming with its own flora and fauna. Act 4 contains over 100 new monster types, 16 new areas, 12 new bosses, and plenty of other interesting encounters.
That
There's a
was
huge amount to
breasts.
show,
They
but
showed
we're
me
not gonna spoil
breasts
too much
on
here.
Twitch.
We want to give you a chance to discover it all for yourself. What happens after Act 4? Well, until now you had to repeat
can't
the
do
entire
that.
campaign again before you could face the endgame. But after adding Act 4, the game is far too long to make you do that. We needed something else to do in between the end of Act 4 and the endgame. So what else could we do? Add 3 new mini-acts, of course, and we're calling them the interludes. The interludes are a set of 3 temporary side stories that will be included in the game until Act 5 is released. That will take you to level 65 where the endgame can begin.
That's kind of sick.
The first interlude sends you on a journey back to Ogham. Renly has been leading the efforts to rebuild Ogham Village after the defeat of Count Geonor, but there's a new danger afoot. The nearby town of
Wait, was
Ogham
I
is
there?
surrounded
I
by
think
an
I was there,
impenetrable
wasn't I?
darkness. and each night their corrupted townfolk emerge to raid the local farmland.
Munchy heads.
You'll discover new areas.
That's the Act 1 area, right? Yeah, yeah.
And new bosses.
Dude, Act 1 was sick. I loved the main villain
Did you
boss.
find your way through the darkness?
His account, right?
Uncover the source of corruption.
Oh, that looks sick.
Soon you will serve our master.
And defeat it.
Yes, I shall dance with that corpse.
And that's just the first interlude. The second interlude will have you return to the Vasteri Desert, where Asala has been given a sacred duty. When the skies align, the gifting of water requires a chosen Sekima to meet with the Selkari, guardians of the sacred water, but they're nowhere to be found. You will need to track down the Selkari. Find those responsible for disrupting
the main boss lady of Act 2 is
Fight
the
even more new
wife
bosses.
of the guy who leaves him for dead, right?
Discover the secrets of the ancient ritual.
Because she was kind of sick.
Discover new locations.
I forget her name. All right, I
Ultimately
won't
help
ask because
Asala
it is a
carry out her
spoiler.
sacred duty. Now for interlude
Funny
3.
lady.
As royal thaumaturge of the Vaal, Doyani had plans within plans to save his people from the cataclysm perpetuated by its
Funny
lust
wife
for
lady.
power. One such plan involved sealing a group of willing Vaal deep in a great mountain vault near the home of the Asmeri, deep enough to survive the cataclysm. Even though thousands of years have passed, he believes that their descendants may still live, and may be key to defeating the beast.
The beast.
The journey up the
Mr.
mountain will be
Beast.
dangerous. New foes stand in your way. And the further up the mountain you venture, the colder it will become.
Oh, man.
Explore caves of ice. And enter the vault itself. Who can say what you will find within?
I think you
The
can.
interludes
You
are
can
6
say,
to 7
actually.
areas each, and
You
generally
can
include
say.
4 boss fights as well. When you put that together with Act 4,
4
that
boss
equals
fights?
35 new areas in the campaign, and 24 new bosses. It's worth making clear that the interludes are temporary. When Act 5 and 6 are added, the interludes will be going away. These are side stories after all, but don't worry, the bosses and areas that make up the interlude are all part of the endgame. We're not just going to throw them away.
Okay, good.
And with that, we don't need cruel
That's all I
difficulty
That's all I
anymore.
wanted to make sure.
We do know that it was a pretty big chore to have to play through the campaign multiple times on each character, and this was a huge reason that the campaign could feel like a bit of a slog when playing through again. But we do also have another new feature to address that particular concern as well. So let's talk about sprinting.
Yes!
In 030, when
Sprinting!
you hold down the dodge roll button, your character will go into a sprint after they finish the roll. This is available on all character classes, and there's no limitation on how long you can sprint for. The primary purpose of this feature is to make navigating areas faster when out of combat. Because of that, if you do take a hit while sprinting, you'll fall to the ground.
Oh,
The
okay.
best idea is to use a skill when you see monsters. That'll break you out of the sprint so you can engage with no danger. If you do need to run away from monsters, just hold spacebar. You won't be vulnerable during the roll, and you're faster while sprinting than basically any monster in the game, allowing you to retreat from combat.
Oh.
Sprint is a pretty significant change to PoE 2's gameplay.
No shit,
What I like
man.
most about it is that we can accelerate the pace of the game for those who want that, without having to compromise on PoE 2's more visceral combat systems. Okay, so that's the new extensions to the campaign.
Sounds like a smart
but there's
idea.
a whole giant league to play through as well. I'll leave that to Mark to talk about later. And that's because what I want to talk about now is the new stuff for your characters. And probably one of the biggest new systems here is with the support gems. Now, support gems are one of the most interesting elements to creating a build. They're what enables so many interesting mechanics and different ways to play. But PoE 2's support gem system has just never been quite right. One of the major issues is the limitation of only having one support gem of each type on your character. We didn't want builds to just become using the same 5 most powerful supports in every skill. The problem with this design, though, is that it's actually working against using multiple skills in your build. If you can only use each support gem on one skill, it means that you're encouraged to go all in on that one ability.
Yeah, only
We
the
want to
one
encourage you to
thing.
combo your abilities.
Yeah.
Something needed to change. So with that in mind, we've removed the restriction of having one of each support gem per character. You can now use as many copies as you like.
Oh!
This should drastically increase the amount of possible builds and increase the amount of skill diversity.
That's sick.
There are a lot of potential builds that suffered from the previous restriction.
I like
For
how
example, a poison build previously couldn't add poison to more than
what's
one
the phrase
skill.
I'm trying to say?
They couldn't use stacking
How
poison on
honest
more than
they
one
are
skill
about
either.
like prior
This
issues.
severely limited your ability to combo with anything outside of the specifically designed poison archetype, but now you can. Many utility skills previously couldn't scale to endgame, because the supports that would make them scale were more useful to use in other skills. You would never speed up killing Palm with martial tempo, when you would much rather use it on your primary skill instead. There are more examples like this all over the place.
Huh. The honesty is really appreciated.
In addition to that, though, we thought there wasn't enough feeling of progression in the supports as you went through the game. There were only 3 tiers of supports, and many of the most important ones were given out at Tier 1. Also, there were no strict upgrades, meaning that upgrading supports when you ran out of sockets required quite a lot of thinking.
5 is kind of sick.
In order to solve these issues, we now also have multiple levels of many supports as you go through the game. For example, double barrel support gives you an extra bolt, but at the cost of 30% less reload speed. At Tier 2, the penalty gets lowered to 20%. But then at Tier 3, the support gem gets something new. It now reloads automatically when you heavy stun an enemy. In some cases, the highest tiers might work a little differently, and you'll have to decide if you like the upgrade or not, depending on your build. For example, rapid casting. The first couple of levels gives 15, then 20% increased cast speed. But then at Tier 3, it changes to a new approach. For each different spell you cast in the last 8 seconds, you get 10% increased cast speed, which could be a pretty big bonus if you use a lot of different spells.
Oh
So
shit.
that's pretty good for upgrades through the
Wait,
campaign.
that's a really
But we
unique
wanted
way to
add a
do
little more
that.
spice to the endgame for supports too. And that's where our new system, Lineage Supports, comes in.
I now realize why they
You can
wanted me
think
to
of
watch
these
this
like
for a
unique
sponsor.
items
This kind of
for
rocks.
supports.
I get it now.
There are supports that are only available at endgame, but they're much more powerful. Like Ratha's Assault. It's an upgraded version of Double Barrel that reloads your skill as you dodge roll, as well as increasing the number of bolts it can hold. But it does mean that it's the only way you can reload the skill now. Unlike regular supports, you can't find these through the uncut support gem. Just like unique items, many of these can be found from specific bosses. And there's a ton in the regular drop pool too. Some of them are fairly rare. Others fairly common.
Okay, like, who's
Some
the
of them are
class
built
that
defining.
uses this crossbow? Because this crossbow seems sick.
Others are just straight up power upgrades.
Mercenary?
All in all, there's around 40 lineage
Seems kind of
supports being
fun.
added throughout the endgame, so there's a lot of power to find out there. Now, the new support gems are certainly going to open up a lot of builds, but of course we have a huge range of improvements to individual character classes as well. As well as adding new skills, we had a big focus on buffing existing skills so that they can scale well into the endgame. There's a huge amount to cover here, so we're not going to discuss everything. We're just going to quick fire through some of the coolest changes.
Okay.
We wanted to make cold a more useful element on the Ranger, so we've expanded the cold tools available. As well as increasing its range, Escape Shot now creates fragments of ice whenever it hits the ground. These fragments
that's
explode
sick.
after a short time, making the skill better for killing groups of enemies. But not only that, we added an ice fragment support that creates more of them when killing frozen enemies. And a new buff skill called Ice-Tipped Arrows that allows all your arrows to create ice fragments.
I guess it makes sense why you wouldn't really
This
want
already gives
something
clear
like
to rangers wanting to
snow
use ice.
or ice in a
To take
game
further
that
advantage
where
of the
everything
ice
dies
fragments,
so quickly.
Freezing Salvo has been upgraded
Because
to
you
shoot
murder
additional
things
cold
so-
arrows
so
towards
strong.
every fragment, giving you a nuke-like ability.
That's sick. Oh,
We've also modified Snipe to consume frozen from enemies, dealing a huge amount more damage, giving you a nice ice single target option.
ooh.
And something you might notice about this is that the bonus is a lot higher against bosses. This is actually a change you'll see throughout the entire game.
Holy hell.
Since it's a lot harder to freeze a boss, you should get a bigger reward for it.
Fair, very
Another
fair.
thing you'll see throughout the game is making movement feel better. Toxic Growth is a skill that was pretty cool, but a bit annoying to use with the jump that it had. Now Toxic Growth is a range skill, so you can spam it more easily. And we've also added a new poison skill while we were at it, called Toxic Domain. It creates a small area around you that makes all your attacks create toxic growth pustules, but attached to monsters. Another skill that was annoying to use was Electrocuting Arrow.
Are these
It's now just a
mainly for the
regular arrow,
ranger?
making it easier to use.
The bow guy?
But it also means you can support it with projectile supports. And it now also has area
Gotcha,
effect,
gotcha.
making it a tool for more than just single target, and allowing it to scale into the endgame.
God damn, the AoE goes insane.
We also added a new spirit reservation called Mirage Archer. This is a meta skill that allows you to create shadowy clones of yourself.
Oh, that's sick.
So use a skill of your choice.
Okay, wait, that's sick as hell. I love the clone jutsu
Of
shit.
course, one of the other big problems the Ranger had was survivability. Evasion
Well, yeah.
was the weakest of the 3 defenses, and we wanted to change that. Currently, evasion doesn't evade all types of hits in the game, so you're still vulnerable to things like slams or unblockable attacks. To make evasion characters more tanky, we're adding a new mechanic called deflect. Unlike evasion, deflect works on everything. And if you successfully deflect a hit, you take 40% less damage. Items can now give you a mod that gives you some amount of deflection based on your evasion.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of it available on the passive tree too.
Yippee!
Deflection is rolled in addition to evasion, so this is an upgrade for regular hits too. And unlike evasion, there's no maximum chance. You can reach 100% deflect against all hits if you spec into it enough.
Oh,
Of course, this is a buff that helps all dex characters, so the mercenary and the monk, but especially the huntress, are seeing big defense boosts from this as well. Speaking of defensive mechanics, let's talk about block and parry. Now, one of the big concerns on the release of the huntress was parry feeling unreliable.
Okay.
One of the big reasons for this is there's a lot of hits that are not blockable, and thus not parryable either.
That's fair.
So a huge balance change we're making is that now everything is blockable, except for specifically unblockable red flash skills that bosses use. This makes parry much more reliable. And not only that, but to make block and parry nicer to use, you now also move faster than before while using these abilities. This is a massive buff to passive block as well. So to counter that, we did have to lower the max passive block a bit, but overall you should feel much safer.
I mean, that's pretty sick.
Fire skills on the warrior were not really cutting the mustard, so we decided we needed to upgrade a bunch of them, but also add some more as well. Let's start with a buff.
Wait, the warrior seems
Volcanic
sick as
fish are
hell.
now
He just like
branches into
slams
multiple
shit.
fishes, giving it much more clearing potential.
Of course, I had to pick the witch because I wanted my
We've
skeleton
also added
army.
a new skill called Forge Hammer. This skill throws a molten hammer that does a slam at a distance. You can recall the hammer back by using the skill again if you like, but the cooler thing to do is to use a Warcry near it. Using a Warcry makes the hammer explode, making a bunch of volcanic fishes around. Volcanic fishes re-trigger when you slam them, so it's a great skill to make a flaming arena to fight a boss. We also buffed Perfect Strike to have a much larger area of effect, and changed Molten Blast to not always force you to move forward. Trust me, it feels a lot better to use now. The skill now has massively boosted chance to ignite monsters as well. And you're going to want to ignite monsters due to a new glory skill called Ancestral Cry. Ancestral Cry charges up with glory by igniting monsters, invoking King Kalm's favor. After you do, use it to channel
Oh my
Kalm's ancestral
god!
power. Every attack will be ancestrally boosted with fire. Your very steps will explode, triggering volcanic fishes, and molten balls will erupt from your attacks. Warrior shield skills were another area we wanted to improve. Now that we've got sprint, we actually don't need to have a cooldown on shield charge anymore. It now also does more damage the further away you are when you use it. Shield wall got significantly upgraded.
Oh, that's sick as hell.
Also, you can shield charge right through it to trigger all the walls.
Oh, okay.
We also added a
I'm
new
kind
shield
of getting a
wall.
little bit of
Fortifying Cry
I'm
gives
getting
you
a little
defensive
bit
buff,
of like
but it also builds up
secondhand
charge on your shield that empowers your
FOMO
other
for the
shield
warrior
skills.
guy now because he looks so chunky.
And Magma Barrier now doesn't require timing in order to use. Just wait for your shield to charge up and block.
He seems so chunky.
Seismic Cry now stuns enemies that are primed for stun. And we changed the Sunder interaction with Armor Break. It now also gives a Sundered Armor debuff that makes enemies take 40% extra physical damage. Great for bosses. Ancestral Warrior Totems
great
undergone
for
some pretty
bosses.
significant changes too.
Oh, they
We
have
wanted the
totems
skill
and
to feel
stuff?
more like using an ultimate. That summoning an ancestor to fight for you was a big deal. So we've changed this totem to require 3 endurance charges to summon, and massively buffed its damage. It also now scales your weapon damage too.
Oh my
Since
god.
there's no limit anymore,
The amount
if you
of
build
fire.
around generating endurance charges, you can summon an entire forest of totems. In order to make that easier, we added some new sources of endurance charges. There's now a support to make Perfect Strike generate charges, and a support for generating endurance charges from heavy stuns as well. Speaking of totems, we wanted to upgrade the Warbringer. Among the other changes we've made to this class, Answered Call now gives an extra totem, and the spirits have just been generally buffed in many ways. Use it with your limitless ancestral warrior forest to make an army of Karui that would make Tukahama proud.
I don't know who that is, but the army
We've
of
also merged
other
the Grateful
warriors does
Howl
seem
and
sick.
Warcaller's bellow support, so that you can get all the benefits with 1 point. And Encased in Jade no longer removes the Jade when getting hit, making it a much better defense.
Wow. Okay. Wait. Hold on. That actually is like probably
Next up, let's
giant.
talk about accuracy. Accuracy was always intended to be something that warriors didn't need to care about very much so long as they're in close combat. But
Right.
unfortunately, that's not currently the case. This was particularly annoying with skills like Bone Shatter, which you certainly don't want to mess with. So we significantly buffed your chance to hit at close ranges when you don't have much accuracy. Warriors shouldn't require any accuracy investment in order to hit with close range attacks now.
He's just so chunky.
We also wanted to improve armor. Now, one of the major weaknesses of armor is the inability to defend against elemental damage. In order to mitigate this, we're adding a lot more of the stat that allows your armor to defend against elemental damage. It's now available on items and in a lot more places on the passive tree.
That's sick. I think I remember my elemental stuff getting. I remember getting hurt really bad for like fire and shit when I was playing.
Movement penalty. But not only that, all skills that can be used while moving now slow you for a shorter amount of time. This change benefits everyone, not just crossbow skills. With both of these changes put together, the run and gun playstyle feels much better.
Nice.
It's hard to explain how important this change is for the feel of the class. The Mercenary is also a good chance to talk about how we're rebalancing to make comboing skills much better. Take Shock, for example. It buffs damage and lasts 4 seconds right now, but that isn't really giving you enough time to take advantage of it. If you're going to add a lightning skill into a build that otherwise wouldn't use one, we need to make mechanics like this much better. So we've increased shock duration on monsters to last 8 seconds.
The little grenade
and skills
there
like Plasma Blast, which are intended to be good at shocking enemies, now increase the damage bonus by a lot more. You'll find changes like this all around the game. Chill now lasts 8 seconds, giving you more of a reason to weave in cold damage. Freezing skills are better at freezing. Burning skills need to cause burns that last longer. But making skills like Permafrost Bolts and Incendiary Shot double down on how they're supposed to be used, it makes using them in your build alongside other skills much more likely. We're also making sure to buff specific combos too. The freeze explosions from frag rounds now chain to nearby enemies.
Wait, this is an absolutely insane
and using
patch.
high velocity rounds with armor break.
Any other video game would be going crazy if they were adding this much stuff.
Rounds damage with every
also, oh my god, the damage being done by the Mercenary. Is that normal? Does the Mercenary normally do this? Holy hell!
Now, there's a lot more buffs to crossbow skills, but for now, I'm just going to talk about the new one we added.
This is a regular PoE patch? Really?
This one lets you socket any grenade skill.
God damn!
And using it will summon a cannon which loads and then fires the grenade you choose.
Wait, there's a little mini cannon. That's sick. It looks like the ones from the Bloodborne DLC.
They're just not very good, so we're doing a big upgrade to them. They now last longer, don't disappear when moving out of them, and we removed the Valor mechanic. They now just give a much more consistent and stronger buff, and you can use them when you get enough glory.
That cannon's so cute.
On which, one of the main focuses was making various minion types more useful to use together.
Oh, sick.
Melee minions in particular were just not that great compared to ranged ones.
It's my turn. I played this character.
Straight up removed the requirement for minions to have accuracy.
Oh, shit.
Attack minions now always hit, which makes them way better. Brutes got some good numeric buffs, but we also added a new command skill where they do a war cry that intimidates enemies and detonates any frozen monsters and allies around you in a big cold explosion.
Sick.
We've also changed the Frost Mage's command skill to an ability that adds ice armor to your other minions, adding a layer of defense.
More skeleton.
And it makes them deal cold damage back to the attacker as well.
Oh, I like
the
that.
ice armor also makes the minion count as frozen, so the Brute's war cry can detonate them too.
Okay, I like blowing up my own minions. That is fun.
Unearth was changed to work on corpses of your dead skeletons, allowing you to summon the minions more easily in boss fights.
Oh, that's great! Wait, that's insane! It works on your own dead skeletons?
Ray's Spectre was also feeling pretty weak for the spirit cost they have. To be honest, we were a little afraid of these when we first balanced them. We've both decreased the spirit cost for a large range of monsters, and have significantly increased Spectre damage too.
Okay,
that's feel a lot more impactful.
That's insane because I was always struggling with the bosses in PoE because of that.
There's also a lot of new spellcaster weapons with newer cult skills. But I'll just talk about one of them that I thought was particularly cool. The Reaping Staff is actually a wicked scythe that gives you a new ability called Reap. When an enemy is low in life, you can dash forward and rake enemies with the scythe to cull them instantly, healing you. It can also inflict critical weakness on enemies too. Now, there's a lot of balance changes in the Witcher's ascendency classes, but I'll just talk about 2 of them for now. On the Blood Mage, you were previously required to spend your first points on Sanguimancy, which really was supposed to be the downside for being able to access the powerful abilities on the rest of the class. In order to make picking the Blood Mage a better early option, we've made Sanguimancy free, unlocking the power of the rest of the class immediately. On the Infernalist, the Demon form wasn't something people were really using because you lost your weapon stats while transformed. Well, you no longer do, so it's a much better option now. On the monk, the wind skills needed a big upgrade for sure. Staggering Palm can now stack up its duration if you use the skill multiple times in a row, so you can keep the effect of all your skills throwing up wind much more easily. Wind Blast had the purpose of building up to dazing an enemy, but dazing just wasn't worth all that effort. Now it just dazes on hit, meaning a single Wind Blast will make all your skills stun enemies more easily. Following up with Vaulting Impact on a dazed enemy previously did a bunch of stun.
I like
Now
the
it allows you to
monk
break your enemy's stance.
because I've always
When
liked
their
monk
stance is
classes in
broken,
games. They're
following
always
up with a
really
fast
fun.
attack will do way more damage.
What's the monk play like in PoE? Like, is
cool
it
build
kind of
that certain
traditional,
people
like
always enjoyed in PoE
parries,
1 was
big
hand-to-hand combat.
whacks?
But until now, we just didn't have a real way to make it viable. Well, that changes now. The monk, as a true martial artist, now has the ability to learn the hollow palm technique, a keystone that lets you use all quarterstaff skills while unarmed.
Oh!
All quarterstaff attacks now have a special unarmed version, and you get further bonuses to all your attacks from stacking energy shield
Aang
and
from
evasion
Avatar.
on your
I mean, that's kind of sick, though.
A new keystone we also added to the monk section of the tree is Walker of the Wilds. This changes mana leech to work with elemental damage instead of
Dude,
physical,
wait, is this normal
which
monk
is pretty
gameplay?
useful for all those elemental
Is
attacks
this
the
normal
monk
monk
has.
gameplay?
But it
He's
works well
going
for the
he's
ranger
going
too.
sicko mode. He looks like a Dragon Ball Z character.
Now, one of the least used ascendancy classes in the game is the Acolyte of Chayula, so we knew we needed to make some changes here. One of the key things we had to do was make the chaos damage that the Acolyte can do much more useful. So we've added a new skill, allowing chaos damage to ignite, shock, chill, and freeze, embracing the elemental prowess of the monk in a truly chaotic fashion.
That's pretty sick.
In addition, he can make all of his chaos damage leech. And we've buffed Into the Breach and Embrace the Darkness by moving the effects of the 4-point nodes into the base skills. He also gains a new notable, Grasp of the Void, which leaves void illusions behind you as you dodge roll.
Wait.
If they're killed, they do massive explosions of darkness, dealing damage to everything in sight.
Wait,
Now
that's
let's talk
super
about
cool.
Sorceress skills.
Oh my god,
One of the
oh
things
my
we want
god,
to
oh
improve
my
with
god, my
Sword is the
particle
ability to
effects.
use multiple elements together more
I'm assuming
effectively.
this is what the Sorceress does.
Now, this might seem small, but one of the things pushing you towards using a single element is debuffs like Elemental Curses, which lower resistances of a single element. In order to fix that, we're making quite a lot of game-wide changes to these kinds of mechanics to broaden what
the
they
PC
apply
is
to.
chugging.
So for example, there's no longer 3 curses for fire, ice, and lightning. Instead, there's just a single curse that buffs all 3 at the same time.
Oh my god.
And things
What?
like Frost Bomb, which gave you cold exposure, now give elemental exposure. You can use it to buff any of your other skills. We also wanted to make switching between different weapon sets smoother,
Yo, big dudes.
so you can use different elemental staves more effectively. To do that, we've removed the weapon switch time.
My bit
And that
rate.
happens instantly.
Kill me.
This applies game
Why'd you have
too.
to set me on fire, SpongeBob? Why'd you
And
have
we
to
didn't just
pick
wanna
the
stop there.
Sorceress?
We wanted to add some specific mechanics that work between different elements, and that's where elemental infusions come in. Certain skills can now drop elemental infusions. For example, when a frost bomb explodes, it leaves behind a cold infusion on the ground. After
sick.
picking it up, you can spend it on one of any number of different skills to transform how they work. Spark will create a nova of cold infused projectiles.
What the hell are those creatures?
Ice Nova will leave a chilled area on the ground. And we also added a new low-level
Hey, it's
skill
the
that fires
guy!
Ice shards. Use it with cold infusion though, and the ice shards will explode.
It's the
All
dude.
of Storms now generates lightning infusions when you cast enough spells now.
Requiem on High and all
And
that.
that's all spells, by the way, not just lightning. Once you have one, you could cast a lightning flame wall, which adds both fire and lightning damage to all the projectiles that pass through it. Or power up Ember Fusillade with lightning, which will generate arcs to nearby enemies as each fireball hits.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Or maybe go lightning on lightning with arc. This skill is now a projectile, and by infusing it, you can go full Palpatine.
Okay, full Palpatine is
Get
a
fire
pretty...
infusions by blowing up monsters
Full
with a living bomb.
Palpatine's a pretty good
Then use them with
phrase.
Comet to summon a giant fire meteor from the sky.
That's a pretty
Or
good way to
use it
say
with
that.
Firestorm, which transforms it from a small area into a much bigger one. Firestorm is unique in that it can be infused by multiple different elements at the same
Okay, it's
time.
literally raining fire. Oh my
Add
god.
an ice infusion to rain down ice at the same time as the fire.
Oh my god.
And add lightning to add deadly strikes from the heavens into the mix.
Oh my god.
Or use it with all 3 to generate a storm that is truly apocalyptic.
Oh my god.
Cold Snap has been simply turned into Snap. Previously, you could use it to shatter ice, but now it works to detonate all of the different elemental ailments and makes them leave behind infusions. And just like how you could previously use it on Frostbolt, you can now also use it on Orb of Storms and Solar Orb to detonate those as well.
Was a large complaint in PoE that the game was too hard and that your character wasn't strong
and a
enough?
Support gem to help generate them too.
Because I feel like they're buffing everything extremely hard.
Quite a few new keystones to the Sorceress section. Here are a couple of examples.
All right, yes, no, for PoE kinda.
Your fire spells to chaos and causes your ignites to deal chaos damage.
Oh, compared to PoE 1.
The Ritual Cadence Keystone causes your invocation skills to trigger more times.
I mean, it looks like they're making you very powerful,
over
so...
a longer duration instead of one. Great for those auto-bomber builds. Now, in addition to skill changes, we've added a lot more options for the passive tree for each class. Overall, there are more than 100 new notables on the tree, usually around 20 per class, along with smaller clusters as well. Check out the old version.
Uh-huh.
And here's the new version.
Thanks.
It's a lot more dense, and there's more interesting nodes than before.
I cannot comprehend this.
Now, we probably can't go through too many of
I
these in the
cannot
live stream,
comprehend
so I'll just
this.
show you one from each class's area of the tree.
What do you want from me?
We tried to be a lot more thematic with the new nodes. So, for example, the Molten One's Gift. It lets the benefit of armor break apply to your fire damage. Or how about Last Stand, which gives you lots of stats as your situation becomes more and more desperate.
Oh my god.
A lot of these have themes aligning with ascendancy classes. Like for the Gemling Legionnaire, for example. You have crystallized immunities, which makes you immune to different status ailments, depending on which support gem color you have socketed the most.
Here's the old version. Damn, there's a lot. Here's
Another
the new
ascendancy
version.
class
Oh,
aligned
okay.
notable is Sanguimatic Rituals. It allows arcane surges to generate life instead of mana, unlocking that support gem to be used with the Blood Mage Ascendancy. In the Sork area, you'll find these Archon nodes.
Is this the Sork area? Is
Is
this the Sork area? You're aware that this is the Sork area, GG? Oh yeah, yeah, it's just the well-known Sork area.
And you will do extra lightning damage as well.
Of course.
We have ones for cold and fire too, with different triggers. Here's another cool one. Elemental Practitioner gives crit bonuses if you've triggered a skill recently, while also making crits generate more energy for triggers. Or maybe you'd like the Great Boar.
Yeah, it's the Sork area because it's at the
to
top.
stack dexterity to make you tougher.
I thought North
giving a
was
bonus
like
to life
up.
and stun threshold.
Up?
Or the Cunning Fox.
No, it's at the top,
straight-up gives you
Charlie.
5%
No.
quality to all your gems. Now, another major change is attribute requirements. We felt like players probably had a few too many nodes and attributes and not enough in interesting passives. So we lowered attribute requirements by 25% across the board. That means you'll have more points to spend on interesting notables rather than just needing to allocate more strength, dex, and int. Now, there are way more changes than just these. These are just some of the cooler ones we wanted to show off. But I'd say that's just about enough for now. We're not even half done yet. So I think it's time that we talk about the League, the rise of the Abyssal. And to do that, I'd like to hand things over to Mark.
As you just saw, even though there are major changes to the campaign for this update, we want to
Hi,
make sure
Mark.
that every time you come back for an expansion, each area feels different with something extra going on. It is really
where are
important
they
to make
from,
sure
by the
your
way?
experience when returning between
Where are they?
expansions
Where's
is
GGG
fresh
from?
and filled with new content. And the way we did this was through leagues.
New Zealand?
Every expansion
Hell
we make has
yeah.
a league, which not only has a fresh economy, but also has new content exclusively available in that league. So, let's delve into the details of what Path of Exile 2's first official league is bringing to the table. The Abyssal are a race that have mastery of forbidden magics and necromancy. They were thought to be extinct, but have merely been biding their time underground.
Were these guys in PoE
You first
1?
encounter signs of the
Is that why
Abyssal
people
in
are excited
Cleffa,
about it?
where you discover that during the night, weaker members of the Undead Legion have been attacking the encampment. The townsfolk require your help to
Yeah?
investigate where the monsters are coming from and put a stop to their
I was like,
attacks.
this seems like a thing people know of from before.
As you proceed through Rayclast, you'll find fissures in the earth connected to larger pits. The monsters normally inhabiting the area are being affected by it, harmed by it even, having their souls eaten to strengthen the Abyssal underground. As you defeat the monsters, the fissure closes and Abyssal emerge, angered by you killing their food.
How dare you?
Once all those fissures have been sealed, the pit activates, and more Abyssal pour out.
I'm not used to
This is
Bricky
where the
having to
larger
ask
and
lore
more
questions.
dangerous monsters
That's
reveal
fair,
themselves,
but alright.
As hordes of Abyssal spew out from the pit to take your soul. If you kill a magic pack, then magic abyssal arise. If you kill a rare, then a rare monster will emerge from the pit, having absorbed some or all of its modifiers for itself.
Good lord.
This means the monsters emerging will generally be more difficult and more rewarding, as each modifier gives better rewards. If you are able to kill them all, the pit will seal shut. As each pit is closed, it reveals a potential reward.
Dude,
Abyssal
the mercenary...
trolls will rise up out of the pits, allowing you to get some epic loot.
The mercenary it seems crazy as hell. I kind of want to look at him. There's a lot of classes I kind of want to look at right now. The warrior, the monk. I do kind of want to do palm monk. Palm monk seems sick.
Getting more intense. It doesn't stop there. When monster mods are absorbed, they have a chance to become infused with the dark necromancy, transforming them into abyssal modifiers. For example, you defeat this monster with the mana siphoner modifier. Their soul is eaten by the pit, and a rare monster emerges. The mana siphoner modifier has transformed into soul siphoner, and is now amplified in danger and reward.
Wait, this is coming out on the 29th. Oh, that's a stacked day.
Abyssal pits also interact with other monsters and mechanics.
That's a very stacked day.
If you defeat a rogue exile that's near one, it'll be revived as a Lichborn that has multiple abyssal modifiers.
Why?
Lichborn Exile
it's also the
even
same
have
day
their
as
own
the
unique
Helldivers
jewel they can
ODST.
drop, if you are lucky enough to encounter and kill them. If an abyss spawns near a boss, killing it will summon a gigantic...
We're
giga
eating
larvae
good
creature.
next weekend, chat. We're eating good.
Monsters
No, that's the
imprisoned
26th?
in
Oh, is it the
essences near
26th?
abyssal pits are affected by the abyss too. They will come with an additional new
You're
essence
so
item
right.
that can be used to craft your item.
You're so right.
So, that's your bread and butter of the Abyssal League. Kill surface-dwelling monsters, kill the emerging abyssal,
I forgore.
close the fissures, overcome pit encounters, and reap the rewards.
Never mind. We're on full
There's a lot more
PoE
to this
duty
league,
for the
however.
29th. My bad.
As you complete abysses, you can find ancient pieces of bone, preserved from the remains of fallen Lichborn.
More like Abyss sauce.
These are one of the many rewards for your mission
sorry.
to seal the pits. You can use this on a rare item to imbue it with abyssal magic, adding a special hidden modifier to your item. But how do you reveal it? In Act 2 of the campaign, you'll encounter a new area. This area is overrun by the Abyssal and the Lost Men. After clearing through this area, you'll find the Well of Souls.
I'm not doing
a
PAX
giant
again this
cavity
year.
with a
I'm
massive
staying
vortex
home
of souls
this
swirling
time
beneath
so I
you.
can stream and things.
So
The
how
Well
do you
of
reveal the mods on
Souls.
your abyssal-infused items? Obviously, just throw them in, right?
What?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. Before throwing it in, you are given the option of how you want to transform it, in the form of a choice of 3 different modifiers.
Oh.
Once you've chosen your desired mod, throw it in, where it will absorb the power of the souls, and the ominous creature will then retrieve it for you. These modifiers can be ones from the core mod pool, all the way through to specialized modifiers that cannot normally appear on items.
Thanks, ominous
During
creature.
the campaign, you can use it as a way to more easily add useful existing mods, but during the endgame, there is a whole set of new and powerful mods you can add to your items. Like this mod for crossbows, that allows you to place an additional ballista totem.
Huh, all right.
Or this one, that adds spirit to your staff.
67?
Or this one, that allows you to generate more combo with your quarterstaff skills. And speaking of endgame, you can also use the system to craft waystones. With a preserved vertebrae fused into your waystones, you can get some new modifiers that push difficulty and rewards to new heights.
Go get them, funny creature.
Here are some examples of those mods. You always get a choice of 3, so you can avoid anything you don't think your character is capable of. With this modifier, the natural inhabitants of the area are all spawned near abysses, and there are up to 9 additional abyssal pits in the area, making it just a full-on abyss ruckus.
Good God.
Or this one, which causes the final abyssal pit in the area to always result in a boss encounter, be it either one underground or one that emerges out.
I kind of want to play the monk with the
There are
hands now.
dozens of these waystone modifiers in total you can get from this
I
craft.
kind of want to do that.
That covers the new crafting mechanic. So what's left? Well, we talked about how when closing pits you can get abyssal troves. But sometimes when closing an abyss, you'll reveal an underground cavern that leads to the abyssal depths.
Oh, he just jumped.
After jumping into the depths,
What is he, James
you'll find
Sunderland?
an abyssal city, swarming with legions of the undead. When underground, every single rare abyssal enemy will have an abyssal modifier. And at the end of the dungeon, you'll even find a rare with a more powerful Lichborn modifier. Once you're able to defeat this powerful rare, you can also find some nice rewards. Aside from the entire area
Good
being
God, the
valuable
sorceress
due to the
looks
abyssal modifiers on
insane with the
monsters,
amount of particle
it has
effects.
its own specific drops too. One example
thanks,
is a
Ursh.
set of lineage supports that can rarely be found in these depths, like Kurgel's Leash. This support empowers both you and your minions when you command them, granting unholy might to you both. Another depth-specific outcome is a set of omen-like items that amplify your abyssal crafting. Additionally, we're adding some new socketables that can drop from the abyssal depths. Take Ulaman's Gaze, which can be socketed into your armor. These are a bit special in that you can only have one equipped at a time, but give some pretty powerful effects. Think of them as almost a unique socketable for your equipment. In the endgame, where you can still find depths, you also start to find a different type of underground chamber. In these areas, you'll find an ancient spire, a device being used
Oh my God,
by
the
commanders
balls.
of the abyssal factions to plunge Rayclast into a lightless void. Your goal is simple: kill this commander and destroy the spire.
Yeah, easy. Easy peasy, I'm sure.
There are 4 bosses in the Abyss League, and there are some pretty cool uniques available from them. An
Darkness
example is this belt,
Enthroned Fine
Darkness
Belt.
Enthroned. It has 2 sockets. But hold on, socketables don't work on belts. Well, this belt has a special mod that allows it to count as a different slot for the purpose of socketables.
Ew.
This one, for example, counts as a helmet. I kind of want one that counts as a body armor. I wonder how rare that one is. You can also find this unique jewel, Undying Hate. This jewel transforms part of your passive skill tree into an abyssal version, and has multiple depths. The deeper it goes, the more of your passive tree is affected.
What?
Allowing you to fulfill your fantasy of becoming part Abyssal Lich.
What?
Now, the last thing that Abyssal commanders can drop is a Finger of the Lich. But what use do you have with a random undead finger? Well, the next time you return to the Well of Souls, with the finger in your inventory,
skill tree is
your character
modular.
will
Oh my
almost
goodness
feel
gracious.
compelled. To do what, though, you might ask? To jump in. The items you threw in came back more powerful, right? So, what's the worst that could happen? Well, you will just have to find that one out for yourself. Along with the introduction of Act 4 and the interlude, we will be adding 25 new in-game maps. These maps will contain all the new monsters and bosses we're adding, improving variety and giving you opportunities to experience the new boss fights many
Green
times.
Gatorade.
Let's take a look at some examples. Rock Pools is a map where you explore a shallow rocky coastline, surrounded by coral and filled with sirens. At the end is a giant Goblin King boss,
He's
ready to eat sulfite, and
playing
squish you
funny
like a bug.
things with the little peoples. Nom, nom.
Holton is an Ezomite township which has seen better days. Explore and clear the township to find a gothic, Reaper-like boss, with the ability to manipulate storms and fry you with both lightning and wither you with chaos.
Man, this is
Given
pretty
some
cool,
of the
though.
new bosses added are a bit more epic, such as the Act boss and final
Oh, God.
bosses of each interlude part, it would be a bit of a waste to just use them as regular map bosses.
Uh-huh.
Instead, we'll be adding some new mechanics to the Atlas that use them. These start appearing pretty fast into the endgame and will help bridge the gap until you do your pinnacle bosses. In the desert biome, you can encounter a wild sandstorm. 3 maps around the sandstorm contain a device you must activate. Upon doing this, the sandstorm's magic is disrupted, revealing the map inside and allowing you to access it and find the cause. This presents itself in the form of a boss. similar to
What
the
in the
existing
hell?
Citadel bosses. This boss is a Faradin Swordmaster, who has been blessed with the power of a time gem, allowing him to take his swordsmanship to the next level by replicating himself, maneuvering
What are these
rapidly, and severing
guys
the
gonna
fabric
do
of
when
time
they
itself
finish the
with his
game?
Powerful slashes.
I don't think they
In the
know
water
how to
biome,
stop
You'll
working.
encounter a giant maelstrom, where one of the maps surrounding the water biome connects to it, but the connection is obscured. You must run the maps nearby, hoping to find a beacon, which will remove the maelstrom and reveal the
They're
connection
just gonna
to that
keep
map.
making things. This is so
Another
much.
example is this Vaal vault in the mountain biome. But how do we get inside? Running the adjacent maps to it will yield a key, which you can then use to gain access to this vault. Or, you could just trade for one, I guess. Use the key to dispel the powerful force field surrounding it, leading to the Vaal Elite and their rewards inside. These all contain Uber versions of the Act 4 boss, and the bosses at the end of each part of the interlude. And each have their own exclusive drop pool of new lineage supports.
Oh, that's kind of
Which, as
sick.
Jonathan spoke about earlier, are powerful support gems that modify your skills in pretty crazy ways. As an example of a lineage support which can come from the Faradin Swordmaster mentioned earlier, we have Garukhan's Resolve, which causes your critical strikes to fork, but requires some mobility on your part to properly enable.
Fork, like
From the boss sealed in the Vaal Vault,
like chain.
we have Paquate's Pact, which supports your war cries, causing them to inflict massive amounts of corrupted blood at the cost of your own life. Additionally, some maps can now spawn summoning circles, a room resembling an Ezomite henge. Activating this henge will spawn bosses. It's as simple as that.
Oh yeah.
We'll also be making changes to how affixes and waystones work.
It's as simple as
the
that,
current
right?
prefixes
Oh,
equals
my
good,
apologies. How
suffixes
could I
equals
ever
bad,
consider anything but?
iteration isn't quite hitting the mark. We tried something new here in Path of Exile 2, but after seeing the feedback, we decided we actually liked what we had in Path of Exile 1 more. Like Path of Exile 1, each affix will now be both difficult and rewarding. Waystone mods now grant an increase to the number of waystones dropped, and an additional specific upside attached to it.
Oh.
This means as you roll your map, they will continue to get more difficult and more rewarding, and allow you to customize the difficulty and rewards of your maps better. For example, the Frostbitten mod, which causes enemies to deal cold damage, also increases the rarity of items dropped as its upside. Whereas the Of Venom suffix modifier, which causes enemies to poison on hit, has the upside of granting increased pack size. Some maps will end up having a lot of rarity, some a lot of pack size, and others will just have a mixture of everything.
Huh.
Due to now having more modifiers granting difficulty, we will of course be reducing the difficulty per modifier to account for this. So, that's your Atlas, maps, and waystones, but what about Breach, Ritual, Pinnacle content, and others of the sort? We're making some changes around this too. The first change is that you'll now be able to invest 2 points into your specific League Atlas trees before having to run the Pinnacle
You
content.
stop XDDing me.
There will be a specific objective for each type of content
You
which
rats.
grants you those points. For example, in the case of
Oh my
Delirium,
god. Oh
it's
my
simple.
god.
You just need to find and kill one of the bosses in a map, Omniophobia or Kosis. The rest of the points for each content come from the Pinnacle content, but we're making some changes to accessibility here too. Currently,
What
access
skill
to most
tree is
Pinnacle
this?
content requires the same key at the easiest and most difficult version of the content. This creates a negative feeling where at lower difficulties, instead of wanting to run the content, you're often better off just selling it to someone who can run it at maximum difficulty.
Why the map skill tree? The map
To
skill
address
tree?
Each content will now drop splinters, which will not form into singular items. Instead of using the singular combined item in the realm gate, you can now just bring your splinters. Upon inserting the splinters into the realm gate, an interface will appear, allowing you to pick your difficulty, and you'll notice each difficulty has a different entry cost. This means if you want to run easier difficulties, it costs less, which also allows you to run this content much sooner into the endgame. Because these encounters now just require splinters, their corresponding Atlas tree no longer affects the difficulty of them, and has been changed to purely affect the content and maps on the Atlas. The Arbiter of Ash works a bit differently.
I'm being
Instead of requiring
stunlocked, man.
splinters, he still needs crisis fragments. We now have only 2 difficulties of the Arbiter. The first, requiring the existing fragments obtained from citadels. The second, Uber Arbiter, requires calamity fragments. These come from citadel bosses also, but only once
They
you've
got the
allocated
evil Hellraiser
maximum number
cube.
of points in your boss atlas tree, ensuring those citadels are at their highest difficulty level. Since we're talking about pinnacle content, we also felt that the leveling curve in the late game was a bit too steep. We've smoothed this out a bit so that it's easier to get to the mid-90s. We've also added some new in-game unique items. Let's take a look at a couple. Thunderfist is a pair of gloves that grants
Hell
crippling
yeah.
harm.
I like
a skill
glove.
which empowers your unarmed attacks.
Hell yeah.
Granting the ability to call down the storms themselves on enemies you hit. Put simply, literally every monster you hit with your unarmed skills will be struck by powerful lightning.
That's so sick as hell.
I
want to play a monk now.
True unarmed
I
prowess
want
in
to
combat.
punch. I want to punch more things.
Another unique we're adding is
Who?
Henikora's Sight. Equip this amulet to be granted the power of the Mother of Death herself. This is reflected by granting you a skill called Foresight. While you have Foresight, your dodge roll no longer avoids hits. But instead, being hit while dodge rolling restores you to full life and makes you unable to die for a brief period of time. You'll notice when this does occur, a copy of your character appears and takes the full damage. This is you seeing that future, as if you hadn't been wearing the amulet. Ultimately, your in-game experience should be more streamlined. With new content to find, you'll be able to invest in your Atlas trees sooner, engage with Pinnacle content faster, have less FOMO running said Pinnacle content, reach higher levels easier, and do all of that while finding many new chase endgame items.
I like these New
Talking about finding
Zealanders.
items is one thing.
Oh my god.
But what about crafting them? We've taken
I
a
like
step
these
back
New
and looked at some
Zealanders.
of our crafting
They are
systems
fun
to
to
make
me.
some notable improvements. Let's start with essences, which suffered from an issue where the regular essences were effectively useless and didn't give players the tools or excitement that a crafting system should provide. To alleviate these concerns,
This shit
essences are
messing
being
with my
changed in a few
circadian
ways.
rhythm.
Firstly, they're being changed to function like regals and add specific modifiers with specific values, meaning you know exactly what you're going to get. We found that players were often bottlenecked by regal orbs when crafting in the campaign, so this helps to fill that gap, allowing you to better upgrade your items. For example, this Lesser Essence of Flames, which will be able to
I'm
add
not
a
sure
flat
how
amount of
I'm
fire
going to do this
damage
chat.
to
I'm going to open the
magic
chat
martial
and see what
weapons.
happens.
Secondly, we're adding many more tiers. That Lesser Essence of Flames, for example,
Delete
has a regular
towers, delete
variant
towers,
and a
keep
greater
towers,
variant too,
www,
adding
keep
even more
towers,
fire
delete
damage with each
towers, keep
upgrade.
towers, log out,
The intention of this is so
www.
that
I don't
when
know
you
what's
find out
happening.
you're
I don't know what these
done,
words
don't
are,
worry
man.
about
I'm
holding
closing
on
the
to it
chat.
till later
I'm
to
closing the
use on a
chat,
higher
man.
level
I'm
item.
closing the chat.
You should feel free to use them as they come to get powerful upgrades during the campaign. Lastly, our highest tier of essences, now called Perfect Essences, will function like a Chaos
I
Orb
don't-
instead of a
I
Regal.
don't get it.
So it will replace one of the modifiers on your rare items with the specified mod. Such as this Perfect Essence of Flames. You'll notice this one
Towers
doesn't
are a
just
very
add flat fire
divisive
damage like
endgame
the ones
mechanic.
before it.
Gotcha.
The perfect essences often give something a bit different, with some opportunities to be pretty damn powerful. There are many different essences, each with many tiers, covering many of the more core modifiers you'd want on items early on, through to chase specialized ones for in-game. Speaking of in-game, we really wanted to expand our crafting options for late in-game crafting projects. You might have noticed that at in-game, you get way too many transmutes. Wouldn't it be nice if some of those didn't drop, but instead you got something a little more powerful? At higher levels, you can
Perchance.
now find Greater Orb of Transmutation and Perfect Orb of Transmutation. These can be used on normal items to upgrade them to magic, ensuring that the modifier generated is of a minimum level. This is similar to how you find higher tier items on the ground, but for crafting.
That's sick.
These higher tiers will also exist for Orb of Augmentation,
Minimum modifier level. Yeah.
Regal Orb, Exalted Orb.
No, I get this. I
and
understand
Chaos
this.
Orb.
It allows you to
meaning you can get
maintain
all of
higher
the orbs
levels
required to take
without
your
having to
item
like get a
from
bunch of
normal rarity
low-level junk.
to a fully completed rare
I get this.
with
This
guaranteed
is
high tier
ubiquitous
mods.
from all games.
On top of these new core crafting currencies, we wanted to make sure there are powerful crafting bases to use them on. Now in endgame, you can start to find exceptional items. These are items that drop at normal rarity and are perfect for your from-scratch crafting projects. They can come with extra quality, up to 30%, or an additional socket to use your crafting socketables in. And yes, they can be corrupted for yet another socket. You can also get exceptional unique items. To add even further to your crafting arsenal, we've added a whole suite of new omens to ritual content, and removed some of the more unimpactful ones that weren't being used. Some of the new omens include the Omen of the Ancients, which will cause your next Orb of Chance to not destroy the item, but generate a random unique of the same class.
Good
or
lord.
the Omen of Sanctification, which is my new favorite. This will cause your next Divine Orb used on a rare item to reroll the values of its modifiers, allowing it to exceed the normal minimum and maximum values, raising the ceiling on the new most powerful rare items in the game. This
From
omen
80
will also cause your
random
item to
value from
become
80 to
sanctified.
120%.
Sanctified items cannot be crafted, just like corrupted ones, so consider carefully when you use this.
Interesting.
Another is the Omen of Chaotic Monsters, which will cause your next Chaos Orb to reroll all modifiers on a Waystone, allowing you to fix your maps if you get some modifiers that are not feasible for your build.
Damn, they really be doing
Besides
a high
these
level of
examples,
Path of Exile.
there is a huge variety of new omens
damage
for you to discover
inflation.
in your ritual encounters.
Look up PoE inflation to learn
With
more.
the release of Act 4, notably taking place in the Kardori archipelago, you'll be able to now find a new currency item, Henikora's Lock. Henikora, the Kardori goddess of death, has the power of foresight and is able to see many
she got
futures,
that big eye.
including the outcome of your next craft. So, imbuing her lock onto an item gives you that same power too.
Oh, wow.
For example, you'll know whether or not to use an Exalted Orb on your item, as you will know exactly what the outcome is. So, with all these new crafting improvements, it's safe to say you're going to be making some epic items, and not necessarily just ones for yourself. So given that, it's time to talk about a massive one. Trade.
Trickle
It's
down
finally
PoE.
here. The moment we've all been waiting for. Fully asynchronous trade. Over the years, the way players trade with each other in Path of Exile 1 has morphed from using the forums, through to the in-game chat, all the way through to using the website. These systems, in all their iterations, work for a while, but with each iteration, new problems eventually reveal themselves. Be it requiring you to be in your hideout too much instead of out there killing monsters, or never getting responses from people who are either AFK or just can't be bothered. In order to finally solve this, and this has been a long time coming, we're adding a new system that allows you to buy items from other players without requiring the seller to be present. They can continue farming, killing monsters, AFK as they please, and can even be offline.
Oh, so they
With
have
the
like a
introduction of King's March
merchant
in Act
spot
4,
where you
will
can buy
encounter
stuff from
Ange,
people.
assistant to Rog in the Meridian Free Traders Company. Over the last 2 decades or so, since Path of Exile 1's storyline, Faustus has handed down his knowledge and expertise to Ange, and she is now ready to take over his business. If you have a hideout unlocked already, you can immediately invite her there. If you don't have a hideout yet, you will need to acquire one. You can do this by completing a quest to defeat one of the bosses inhabiting an island in Act 4, allowing you then to take a slice of it for yourself, making it your new home and base of operations.
Interesting.
Once invited to your hideout, she will now serve as operating your currency exchange, but also serve as the figurehead in your new trading empire. So, how does this new system work? In the existing trade system, you would list items for sale in premium stash tabs. And then when someone wanted one, you'd have to take it out for yourself and trade it to them. Now, instead of using those, you can give your items to Ange so she can sell them for you. Each item must have a price set. The prices are set using in-game currency items, such as Exalted Orbs or Chaos Orbs.
Gotcha. So you're like, this is the asking price.
Once the price is set, other players will be able to find the item by searching for it on the trade website. Once a desired item has been found, you can hit a button, which will instantly teleport your character in-game to their hideout. Then, you can immediately purchase the item. And
Wait.
while there, if you want, browse their other goods, in case there's a good deal someone else hasn't yet discovered.
That seems huge.
You'll notice that as a buyer, on top of the currency the seller set for the price, it also costs gold to purchase an item, as Ange has bills to pay after all. As a seller, you'll immediately receive a notification when an item of yours is sold, and can also see an effect above Ange in your hideout when she has unclaimed currency. Just go talk to her, claim your currency, and continue playing at your leisure.
Little commission.
As many people already acquired premium stash tabs for the purpose of the trade system, we wanted to add a way for you to convert your existing tabs to merchants tabs, if you want. You can do that here, on the website, but only if you purchase those tabs before the release of the third edict. To clarify, the existing trade system will remain fully intact, so your premium stash tabs will not lose any of their functionality. We just figured people might want to switch over to this new system. We expect a lot of feedback around this new system and are looking forward to trying it out with you. As we are not able to test internally with an entire, thriving economy, there will certainly be some kinks to work out. Based on how the system
no
goes,
doubt.
we will be adding it to Path of Exile 1 when ready, so any of
sick.
the tabs you purchase will also be usable there later.
Backwards
Next
compatible
up,
tabs.
We're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs: the Justice and Trathan Executioner packs.
I'm assuming these are the
Each tier
microtransaction
contains the pack's full
things.
face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always,
Gotcha.
the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Justice series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Do you get the funny griffin?
Claim glory after defeating enemies,
Because
or
the-
inspire
the
your
little
allies
bird
by
seems
calling
sick.
down the Banner of Justice portal. The Sphinx Mystic hideout decoration will identify items for you, displaying them as
What
it
the
does
hell?
so. This ancient creature has been presented with many items over the eons, so has some strong expressions to make on the quality of your wares. Become a true warrior, worthy of delivering the justice of the eternal gods with the Apostle of
Wait,
Justice armor set.
Does he have bells on his thing?
This armor set also
It's
comes
covered
with a
in
matching
bells.
back attachment
And
containing
the
a set
scales of
to measure your
justice
worth.
on his back.
With the Apostle of Justice finisher effect equipped, the Goddess of Justice herself will appear to decide on a verdict for slain unique enemies. Witness as she decides the fate of your slain foes. Will they ascend to be amongst the gods or be banished to the underworld?
Actually, a pretty cool effect, I won't lie.
The Griffin fledgling pet will be a courageous
Yes!
companion as you journey throughout Rayclast.
Fuck yeah.
Take your place in the skies in the Plateau of the Gods hideout. This hideout comes with many different sections for setting up your home or base of operations.
I like the fun griffin
In
pet.
order to travel between them,
I just think the burb
you
is
simply
sick.
just need to walk off the edge.
What the hell?
Like a true eternal god, you can float between the mountains on the clouds themselves. The Trathan Executioner pack series also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Trathan Executioner finisher effect is a brutal
my
display of
God.
Trathan might, crushing slain unique enemies as if they were bugs beneath your heel.
Oh god,
As
the
a
little
Trathan Executioner, you're the
bits
perfect
and
master for
pieces
the
of
ever-hungry
flesh.
carrion raptor pet. It has taken a particular liking to the taste of other pets, and at your command it will swoop down and eviscerate them, proceeding to satisfy its hunger by feeding on their corpse. The nobles of the 4 major Trathan houses had their mercenaries, but if their hired hands became notably irritating, they'd have to call in the Trathan Executioners. You can now embrace their methods and become brutality incarnate with the cruel Trathan Executioner armor set. The matching Cruel Trath and Executioner cloak.
Okay, the cloak
will
is kind of
shroud you in
sick.
scarlet as you crush the skulls of your enemies and leave a trail of blood behind you
All
as
right.
you build up a kill streak.
All right, the cloak
Or
is kind of
use the
sick. I
alternate
won't lie.
variant to simply put a skeleton on your back.
Simply.
Be bathed in blood as you mutilate monsters with the Cruel Trath and Executioner character effect. The swirling blood increases in volume as your spree of slaughter continues. Both this effect and the cloak use the same kill streak for tracking how much blood is shown. After a long and tiring day of executions, enjoy a relaxing game of dice with the Goblin Gambler's Hideout decoration. They'll definitely be playing fair, right? The Pulverizer map device brings a horrid efficiency to punishing the damned of Trathus. Each map you open will execute the next victims. This map device in its true ruthlessness tracks the total number of monsters killed, your kills per second, and your largest kill streak up to the point of the map being completed. This is then displayed on a leaderboard
That's so
you
ridiculous.
can take a measure of you and your friends'
But kinda
violence at
goofy.
the end of each map. Additionally, any microtransactions from the supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1. That's enough about cosmetics. Let's get into the Q&A. But firstly, I want to give a huge thank you for your ongoing support.
Yeah, no shit.
We're
There's
just about
a
to start
ton
the
of
Q&A
stuff,
with
man.
ZVD. Afterwards, at 11 AM NZ time, or 4 PM Pacific, we'll post Path of Exile 2, the Third Edict's patch notes. With the release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you need for the release. Keep an eye on the news. Thanks for joining us today and checking out our latest developments. We're looking forward to seeing your experiences with Act 4 and its new bosses, fighting the Abyssal, trying new builds, and crafting new items. We'll begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
All right, I mean, that was pretty sick. I won't lie. Is every patch note like this, chat? Is it always this substantial? Because I feel like this mogs any and every other patch from other games that I have played. It's absolutely, like, that's insane. I can't believe they stuck over an hour worth of stuff. For new seasons, yeah? Really? God damn. Okay, I've been watching this whole...
Hello, and welcome back, Exiles. After a absolutely monumental reveal, we now have a suitably juicy
What?
Q&A session for you. Probably like 2 hours or something, so grab a cuppa, grab a snack.
Bro, you've linked to the camera mic. You've linked to the camera mic. I know this. You've linked to the camera mic.
A lot. The patch that had to fix.
I know what this... You've linked to the camera mic.
I mean, we didn't quite get to literally everything, but we certainly...
Okay, now... Okay, there's an echo. Both of your mics are going at the same time.
Yeah, you guys are telling me that.
Hello?
It's uniquely nerve-wracking
Ziggy!
because
Stardust!
I guess it felt like there was a lot of pressure on this one to fix everything.
Absolutely. I mean, look, we've obviously...
All right, I got to pee. I've had to pee for the last 30 minutes, but I didn't want to miss
We'll put it
the
this way.
reveal.
I wouldn't want
I'll be
people
right
to feel
back.
like that we don't have answers to a lot of the things that people have been unhappy about. So, you know, like, yeah, we really tried to do as much as we could in one go to kind of do everything. As I said, didn't get to literally everything, but we got to quite a lot of it. And I'm thinking that people will be a lot happier with this release than they were with the last one.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked to see how much was in this one, especially given that you've moved to this kind of like 4 and 2 cycle of, you know, you just feels like you just released the Path of Exile 1 expansion, which also had a lot of pressure on it to be a big one as well.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly hard. I mean, look, the really hard part is, you know, having to make an act at the same time. Like that's a really huge commitment. So I'm certainly going to be happy once we finish the campaign because we're going to be back to normalcy again. But yeah, it's a like, you know, what it does do is it means that there's like a huge amount of content to draw from. There's obviously a huge amount for players who, you know, are not necessarily the in-game players as well, because you've got all of the, you know, the new campaign stuff. So it's like a pretty big deal for all that stuff. But it also meant we could take a bunch of that stuff and move it into the in-game too. So the in-game kind of sees a big expansion as well. So yeah, it's been quite a good one.
Yeah, I remember early on we had the process. Actually, we just literally grabbed my whiteboard in my office and we just wrote down every single problem.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's
Has he
not
survived?
a strategy we've done to this degree. This
Is he better?
methodical
Is he better
approach.
now?
Okay, we have to solve everything.
Are they
on
better
this
now?
whiteboard.
Literally
And-
made a tier list up there.
Yeah,
Like, this
we
is
had a
T1,
tier
this is
list.
T2.
We did
like,
actually fully
yeah.
of every problem, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know there were things in there like, you know, performance and things that aren't necessarily the actual, you know, game content.
I mean,
and all
the
this kind
very
of stuff.
the very one at the top of the less was.
Did they swap over?
Right, like that was the one that we were like, you know, we got to solve that. So
Or-
things like that were just like because we're really trying to be honest about like here are the real issues.
And the reason it ends up being a bit nerve-wracking is
Oh, this seems
because
better. This seems
we had a
better.
goal to fix all of it, and we didn't get to fix. We aren't fixing literally everything. We're fixing almost a lot. And I'm sure a few new problems introduced here and there. However,
obviously, as we're watching Twitch chat, there was a huge amount of stuff about towers. We had a plan; it was on the list. It just unfortunately we couldn't get time to sort it. So that's one of the. It's probably the notable one, I would say.
Towers.
So we'll kind of discuss around your vision and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they sound better. They sound a lot better.
So that you can give people.
Now
some
it's just kinda
examples of,
quiet,
like,
though.
Where you want to go with that. But we should also mention
I am a
just
max
the
volume.
elephant in the room, or the lack of the elephant in the room with the druid.
Yes.
No
We
elephant
should
form,
talk
but the druid.
about various things
Yeah.
So
in a very
it seemed that
quiet
druid has
manner.
been uniquely challenging.
I think it's
to
very
get
important
ships.
that we
It's been something you've been working on for a while
talk
now,
in
and
the
just getting it right. What has been the
ASMR
challenge with
style
druid
way
getting it out?
during the
Well,
live
I mean,
stream.
okay, so we started believing that we were going to have
they have a
druid in
very
this version.
cool,
And that was the
neat
case for at least 2 months
background
of the
there for
4
the
months of development that we were
GGG stuff.
that we had here. And
Yes,
obviously, like a bunch of work had gone on before that as well. But at some point, we
Pretty
realized,
cool.
that we don't want to have the mistake that we effectively had with 020, where like we put a huge amount of effort into the class and then we didn't get time to fix like all of the concerns that people had outside of that, right? Because obviously the same resources go into making a new class as go into balancing the old ones and making all that stuff, right? So if we don't have the balance in like a good place, it kind of feels a bit bad to like
White
be
Among
throwing
Us
in a
gay
class
sex.
that's kind of effectively disrupting that. So then what that meant was at some point we're like, okay, since we don't believe we can get both the class and all these other balance changes we want to make in at the same time, it's actually better to cut the class and then have the balance changes instead. So that's what we ended up doing, and obviously it was like a really hard thing to cut because obviously like, you're going to have another one without a class, like it feels really terrible.
Yeah,
but we've got the philosophy now of like we have to make sure that we're in the release month that we say we're going to be in.
I wonder if they're still talking about towers.
So therefore something had to go, and unfortunately that was it. But it means we've obviously got a huge head start for when we actually do it next time. And I mean, look, there was so much stuff that was cut, like even as large as it is, like there's like ascendancies and all.
They
sorts of
stopped
stuff
with the
that was
towers.
that was going to be there, and we'll get to it. But more important to just make sure that people are happy with the stuff that's in, and make sure all those changes are great, and make sure obviously you've got answers for stuff, right?
I imagine for druid, it's a big part of it's just the fact that the shapeshifting, getting it looking and feeling.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, no,
is
I mean
probably
it's
really,
a huge
really
deal.
challenging, right?
Is
tough.
Druid a class that's not
like,
out
there's
yet?
so much animation stuff that has to go into making each form feel right. So yeah, like but we'll get there. Like I don't think we're that far away from it now. So it's just a question of,
hence the
prioritization.
question.
Yeah, it seems like it is probably the hardest class of all. Then
might be, yeah.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
You're getting a bit more ambitious as you go with each
That is
class
true.
too, which
That
is
is true. Every class is a step
Not
up from
helping.
the last in terms of that. Yeah.
Yes. So I guess on that note, do you have a vision for who's next after Druid, or is it kind of a race between them to see who ends up feeling the most
Well, I've
finished?
always said that it would be criminal to go into full release without having swords. So that's
Yes.
that's
It's
kind
a
of a
little
pretty
bit
glaring.
It's a little bit criminal to get this far without.
Yeah,
having
to be
swords.
honest, it is. Yeah. So I'd say
It
that
is
would be.
weird when you think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's
So,
real weird. It is real weird.
so that would be an obvious candidate. Is making sure that we've got
So
that.
that
going on.
people can infer from that some sort of duelist or something, most likely being the sword one. And as you said, the ascendancies are just kind of the same boat as they weren't. You weren't satisfied with.
Who's the
where they're
dude
up to
in the
with
center of
so
the
that's the
shelf
things
to the
you miss, but
left,
that's
chat,
like
with like the
list of
big
things you miss
cross
about
hammer thingy?
and doing something with towers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now we can talk about kind of what you have done. We'll jump into endgame first, since I know the towers and stuff have been a hot topic for people. So we'll.
But
we'll
guy
talk about
behind
the
him.
endgame. This wasn't ostensibly supposed to be an endgame update, from what you were telling me.
We don't know that
But,
guy. We don't.
It still seems like a
Some
pretty
promo
big endgame
material
update.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well,
It
part
looks
of that
kind of
is because
sick.
we
That's
obviously
why I
get
had
all
to
the
ask.
content that we produced for the campaign. We get to make all the in-game versions of that.
Yeah.
That obviously adds quite a lot. But we did want to make sure that we weren't just being like, okay, so we're adding a bunch of bosses. Like, we wanted to make sure that the more epic ones
They
that
sound
we
louder
added to
now.
the campaign have some
Their volume has
some
gone
new
up.
mechanic for them on the Atlas as well. So that's where we had those various mechanics with, like the sandstorm and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Those kind of like Atlas events. And it really does contribute to the feeling of exploration to have
He's
more
on
of
a
that
promo
stuff.
background on the Steam page.
And then, of course, once you got that, you start getting into, okay, well, what rewards is it going to drop? Then we started to think we need a new category of rewards that these things can have. And that's, we started to think about the lineage supports and that kind of stuff. So it just ended up kind of adding up to quite a bit in the end. But it isn't like kind of like the big end game change that we wanted to do. Like we had a design for that, but we just kind of haven't quite got to it. So, but it still ends up being quite a lot. And one
Whenever
of the
there's
big
a break
things
in
that also, I
audio,
think,
I'm
will
going
help
to
bridge
push
is the kind
random
of
buttons on my
mid-end game
soundboard.
part. You know, like that's still a problem that we want to improve. But yeah, like it adds quite a lot there because you know you're seeing that stuff on the Atlas a bit earlier.
What's the problem there as you identify it?
I mean, you've got this issue where effectively, and we are doing some stuff to address this, but effectively you've got like the pinnacles at the end. You've got, like, obviously when you start, you've got a bunch of content, but it doesn't feel like there's those kind of mid-end game goals that you can easily achieve. That's kind of the issue that we're trying to
just
solve.
a lack of direction, right?
Right.
Nothing's there's not enough like really guiding you. Like the narrative kind of falls apart there, right? 'Cause it's just like open world, and you want a bit more of you know telling you where to go, what to do. Have those goals where you're like, I want to do this next and this next, as opposed to like I could do this or this or this. It's nice to have those, but it's nice to also have the things kind of directing you as to like this is exactly what I want to do. The boss want to get to. So there's kind of just a big gap there. We want to add a whole bunch of stuff in the middle there. We have a huge plan, but again, it's like, we need to you got this working on a campaign, you've got working on the end game, and you got all these like, how do you juggle all of these things? It is brutally difficult, and you end up having to think. So I would expect, you know, next expansion to be way more end game centric in terms of fixing all of this because. You know, it was on the whiteboard.
But we did do some stuff with what we had. So like that splinter change, I think, is going to be quite a big one. Like it doesn't look like much from what we showed, but what it does mean is that you've got pinnacle fights earlier in your in the experience, and of course you've got the thing where you know we're making it make more sense with regard to the difficulty, the access to the different difficulties.
Blow up his balls.
By having
That's
sort of
really
cheapening
rude
into the
of
lower
you.
tier one, so that helps quite a lot.
That?
And I think that'll improve things quite a lot even just from that. So yeah, like
of course, you got the league now in end game as well.
And of course there's a league there too.
You know, the Wisps were Wisps, sure. Wasn't really a league. It's kind of just like, well, you know, not what we've done before. A lot of people in PoE2 may not really even know what a league is. I mean, we kind of had it with Dawn of the Hunt, but yeah, I mean, having Abyss in every single area. There are Abyssal icons you can find on the map. You can't add them because they are in every area, the Abyss. So, and you have, you know, the waystone crafting and stuff like that. So there's a lot of in-game just added by the league's existence as well.
Plus a lot more combination of the league mechanic with other mechanics as well, which is something that I'm always keen for with leagues, is like have a bit more.
Are you a professional at scaring the hose?
Telling me that you had specifically made it so that Abyss would have specific interactions with basically
the Abyss
everything
people
else.
look sick.
Like if a rogue exile's standing there, you get a special boss based on the rogue exile. So that's rather interesting.
I'll give you a special boss.
It is interesting because this is a league mechanic. It's in every zone. It's guaranteed. That's part of a league mechanic. But does this also have like Atlas tree integration in the way that it would later on as it becomes like a core element?
No, not the way that's kind of handled is through some of the waystone crafting.
Yeah.
We depending when the league ends, you know, we obviously do the whole again more for people who maybe don't know what a league is and how we handle the stuff in PoE1. I'll over-explain it a little bit, but yeah, generally we review the state of it at the end. We see what changes we want to make. Sometimes we add it to the core game immediately, sometimes later, and then we add it to the tree and decide how we want to invest into all the different things. But we try and have the meta progression, so to speak, of a league within the leagues. Itself and not connected to the like core tree because I'm
able to fade up my camera.
You could have a separate tree. It is a thing you could do. But in this case, it comes in the form of the waystone.
We did an experiment with that recently in Path of Exile. We were doing that in a league, and you didn't exactly like the result.
Different because it's not a separate tree, and that was costing. That was during Necropolis, yes, and it felt like because it's in every area, you have to take it.
Yes, exactly.
So that didn't work. We're not going to repeat that mistake. It could be a separate tree, but we just did it through the waystone crafting stuff instead, and you can invest in the Abyss and juice the Abyss that way. And
I mean, we'll see how we fold it all in as we go into the 0-4 over, but that'll be an interesting one.
Right. Well, one of the kind of like, I guess, endgame issues that I've identified in the past was kind of how the Atlas trees worked and progressed and what they afforded.
Sorry, I've lost it.
Like you had to beat the boss.
I've lost it. I'm
What
sorry.
I'm talking about with
I
the
don't know
mid-game
what
stuff,
some of the
right?
questions are in the Q&A because I'm not that deep into the end game or anything, so I don't understand it.
They're just about what the content is in maps.
Yeah, and you get the points way earlier. So, in fact, you
some of them, we made some changes to that actually as well since last night. And thus it was.
I love you, GGG. Thank you for sponsoring me.
It was talking about how you have to complete specific objectives like killing the Delirium boss and whatnot to get your points. It's actually just now you follow the quest line, and there's a point in where you get the tablet, which is after you find the league.
You messed up Dench, dude.
Just
you
do
messed
a
up
Delirium.
Dench.
You successfully go back and get a tablet. You're also going to get the first 2 points there.
How do you do Dench?
Now I wanted to change it so that you can get like. You know, if we have 8 points, you get 4 points before the pinnacles and 4 points from the pinnacles. Right now it's 2 and 6. We're still looking at this just because we made a change last night. There's a good chance we might end up, adapting this a little bit more. So it's even the first 2 points come even sooner and even more obviously. Like you don't have to RNG into finding a boss in order to get those first 2 points now, which was mentioned there. No longer going to be the case.
But we just want to really make sure we're smoothing that progression through, getting that stuff earlier, all that sort of stuff.
So the other thing, was you've got this kind of world map. It seems to be exploration focused. The recent updates you did in Daughter of the Hunt actually, I felt were a big step forwards in that regard. There was a lot more exploration with the new unique maps, and even towers. I felt like when you're using them as an exploration feature, work quite well. Like they.
So explain to me the towers, because I don't understand the towers.
And that's like a cool motivator that pulls you through.
Also, that's a pretty good one. Very good.
Is that kind of the goal? Is to make this like really exploration focused?
It's certainly something that I really love, and the more things
that's
you add
not
to the
explaining
Atlas,
the
the more
towers.
it feels like you're finding things. But yeah, so we definitely appreciate the concern. With
No,
being,
no 2001 jokes. I'm not asking that either.
Versus explore.
Yeah,
and so that's something that we need to
calm yourselves, chat.
I don't want
to learn to have restraint.
What we're do here, just because there's obviously a lot in flux there still.
Shut your ass.
Yeah, it's something that we understand the problem. I would say. I would understand that there's an issue, and so we will
shut up.
We will be addressing that a bit later.
Yes, the brand name of towers seems somewhat marred currently. Like it seems like
I'm asking about the tower part. Okay,
some sort of maybe just delete towers because we have the bad association with it.
That is a concern, but I suspect that we'll still want to keep them at least for just vision. Like even if we remove the mechanic and do other stuff, like we'll just keep them there. So I still think it's fun to just find a tower just to get a circle of vision around it. So I don't think that's the part that people are unhappy about with them. So therefore it'd be fine to keep that and move like other power sources and other things that you can do somewhere else.
And I even like the empowering the maps because that is an element of control, which is another thing people.
Well, I mean, I still want something that does that. I just think that it needs to work differently.
You can empower your maps when you conquer the tower.
The issue seems to come down
Thank you very much, Chatter.
And maybe chat might have other things that they mention about their issues with towers, but the issue, as I see it, is about that feeling that you still need to be stacking tower mechanics on top of other stuff, and if you're not kind of bringing all those things together, then it feels like you're wasting time.
My fundamental issue with them is the way that you know that something sucks before you even run it, and that's always bad.
Yeah,
like effectively it's like, okay, like if you're running maps that don't have a tower around them, you're like, okay, well I know this is bad, or and so I feel bad because like I just have to get to the next tower, and then like when you've done one tower but you know that 2 tower overlapping is a thing, then you're like, okay, well I feel bad running a 1 tower overlap thing when I know that 2 tower stuff is a thing as well. So there's just this problem of like that it sucks beforehand, and I think that's never a good thing. Like it's actually the opposite of the action RPG philosophy of like the reason you have random drops is because like any monster could be the one that drops the next thing.
Exactly.
And if you don't have that, then it's like you feel bad for playing the content because it's not the best already. So you need that like random element more. So there needs to be some adjustment to make that better.
Yeah. Do you think that's like bringing up what the base map experience can be in terms of its upper potential, like adding more interesting confluence of variants?
I mean, look, I always like more interesting combinations of stuff to happen, but I don't necessarily think that the core problem is like lack of ability to juice things. Like I think the core problem is to do with the fact that like you don't when it already sucks, as I said. Like it's just kind of like that thing there. So we need to sort of like there will need to be some approach to solving making it more controllable, more deterministic in some way, just something along those lines, so that you can so that you don't have this feeling of like because of a thing I can already see that sucks, that this experience is going to be worse than what I'm hoping for.
So, do towers have a skill tree as well?
Another thing I see brought up all the time is being able to kind of choose what map you're doing and just being able to exert more elements of control. I saw a post in chat just there that was like the idea of being able to
know which you could put items in them
where you want it, rather like.
How many other skill trees are
being
there?
Able to choose your maps a little bit more, or
why would you think that? Oh, just options.
So I think having control over what content is there is good, but I don't know that I want to lose the fact that you still have the Atlas fundamentally where you like the actual map areas you
just
get
the
random.
two,
and part of the reason for
so
that is that it gives us a lot
the
of
main one
opportunities
and
to do
then the
interesting
map
things
one,
with,
the Atlas one.
Like different maps can have different things that they drop and other stuff like that. Like there's a lot of that sort of stuff that's like quite nice. Like you can actually have a unique map be way more powerful if like it's kind of you don't know exactly when you'll encounter it. So that kind of stuff.
I keep wondering when all the different kinds of towers and
we want to do a
skill
lot more
trees
as
are
well on
happening.
the Atlas. Like
because there's many.
When we get to 040, I really want it to be that like you really feel like there's just cool stuff in every map map that you might be finding that's like that's way more interesting. And as I said, that stuff, the problem is if you have full control over literally being able to run the same map every single time, like the same like base area, it means that you don't have the ability to say, okay, well this map can randomly have this thing that's just like really awesome that always drops a unique or something like that, because then you're just going to run that map over and over and over. So I still like some ability to have to find the good stuff in the Atlas, but we just need more control over what mechanics you can spawn there and that kind of stuff.
They are correct on that one.
Not having the
player
experience of,
will
if I didn't get this
optimize
exact
the
overlap,
fun
then I have
out
this
of
bad
your game.
experience.
That is very true.
And that's where exploration actually comes from as well.
That's very true. The player will 100% do that.
Control as well. So maybe it is the case more of just keeping juicing up that exploration aspect of it even more.
Right.
Anyway, that's what I'm. It already felt like a big improvement with that last one, and we're getting the new maps and the new mechanics and things scattered in the zones as well. So it seems like there's a fair bit more going on.
The main point, like we did what we could, 100%. And 040 expect a lot more improvements.
Is that a little plushy dude in the bottom left?
More on everything else.
Above my head. Who's that little guy?
An insane amount of content there. It's.
Who's that little dude?
We wish Towers was in that list, but it will be. Don't worry.
Katava?
Things are coming. We're aware of the problems. We are aware, like 100%. It was expected when we got to that section to see a bunch of.
And
Katava,
I think a lot of people are going to be getting a chance to experience some stuff they didn't experience because it came later in last league, and maybe they had
Katava the Unsatiable.
So, there's a good bit of extra stuff to
what
explore.
What the hell? It's a giant demonic dude.
We'll look back around to Endgame if people have more questions that they post and that we pull from the chat. But we'll move on to the Act 4 and the interludes, because that's a pretty big thing. Obviously, getting rid of Krul.
He's just a little plushy guy, but this is like a giant god.
There's been this problem that you were
Final
laboring
campaign
over
boss
for
of
many
PoE
months, about how to do that, how to add Act 4 without having to add the rest of the acts all at once or do some weird thing. Well, you've come up with making more acts to solve the problem instead of
So there was certainly some skepticism when I first proposed this about like how can we possibly do that? But basically, the main thing there was
skull
that,
emoji. Doesn't know of Katava.
The interludes
gatekeep
are
him.
not exactly the same as an act in terms of like each one of them is like a straight line, like you're going from here.
He doesn't know about Katava. Kill him with hammers.
There's no complexity around the
death
plot or anything. It's just like a single goal of like someone's telling you to do this, go deal with it. There's bosses along the way.
He's hungry. He's got a rumbly tummy.
But,
why does he have a rumbly tummy?
All of that stuff we can use in in-game as well. So that means we're not kind of wasting any of the arts. The only thing we're really wasting is like a kind of like a little bit of like storyline structure around it. But as I said, it's not nearly the same level of like narrative structure as what you get in like a full act. And that's something that ultimately what we realize is to get from the end of Act 4 to the end game level, all you need is like 20 areas roughly to kind of to bridge that gap.
What are these images I'm getting?
Like 20
this
areas,
is not what I was
expecting. We can do it if we're like we're using a few mechanics from maps. We're taking some we're doing a lot of art reuse, that kind of stuff. Like we can find a way to make something pretty quick.
Images.
And it won't necessarily hold up for like years and years, but it will certainly be good enough
Zari
for just like for a relatively short period of time. And by the time you get to that point anyway, like you're usually pretty fast as a character. You're like rushing through, just to get to end game. So I think that that'll end up being like pretty damn good for the time being. Plus, new bosses, new stuff to experience. Like, in my opinion, it was a no-brainer to do it compared to some weird thing like having to repeat Act 1 and 2 again or something weird like that. Like that just wouldn't have been good. And we really wanted to get rid of Krul. I mean, like we never wanted Krul to exist, right? It existed as a compromise.
That's
being able to get rid of it is obviously something we were very keen to do.
There was something. You get
show
to
him
Act
Hiri
1
and
Oshabi. And you're like, I've known all this content, you're ultra powerful, and that's a little bit feel good. And then you're like,
Hiri,
doing all this again. It's just like a little bit like, just you can do it. At that point, you're like, just get me to end game. Like, whereas
she's in a
playing
shark
through, the new acts, like it feels. Well, with Act 4 and the interlude, it feels just a lot more natural and still fun, and you're discovering stuff, and it's not that just like I just did this, like for, at least for fast players as well. They're gonna be like, oh my god, I just did
What's
this.
What's the other one I'm hearing
ago.
here? Oshabi.
It's like just too short of a time. Where
see, this seems more
one
normal.
Thing about Act 4 and the interlude, by the way, which I think is really cool, which is very different.
This seems more
something
normal.
You don't really appreciate until you play, is you get to Act 4 and you're like,
She
okay, where do
seems
I go?
nice.
Well, I have
She's
many
got the
places I
goth
can pick.
makeup. That's cool.
I mean, Jonathan was talking about how they're kind of
I'm
interludes
okay
are kind of
with that.
straight lines, but there's 3 of them.
But there's 3 of them. You can do them in any order.
There's a
If
choice
you're
immediately
eating
there,
someone,
right?
would you start at the head or the
do them in
feet?
any
You
order
can do
you
them
like.
in any order. When
Are they
you
alive
complete-
or dead?
When you complete one or partially complete one, it levels up the other 2. They always stay, ahead, and they bridge the gaps. You can do them in whatever order you want.
It'll be interesting to see the speedrunning strategies because there's different bonuses available.
Like the spirit draft comes from 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Where another might be more passive point heavy, and
Alive,
another might
but
be more
paralyzed?
permanent bonus heavy, and another, like, there's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff going on there. So you go in Act 4 where you've got
feel
full
like we
freedom
should
of
hit
like
that.
choice
Start
of
with
which
the
island
head
you want to
then.
sail to. And then
So
you
we
go
can
into the
kill them
interlude, and you're
quickly.
like, which part would serve
If they're
me
already
best? And
dead,
maybe
I
the
imagine
answer
the
is
feet, because that's
do
where
a
the
couple
actual
areas
meat
of this
is.
part
Yeah.
and then swap to another and do that one, and then who knows? Which is
Mm-hmm.
fine because again, as you progress through them and defeat the
What
bosses,
the fuck
other ones
question
will
is
level
that?
up and keep up with the level. So you can do half of each.
You
and
don't
then
know
do
this
the
dude
half of
clearly.
each again.
Show
You
him
can do an area of
Lycia.
each, and then
That's wild. I didn't realize the interludes
Herald
were
of the
sandbox like that, because
Scourge.
I was planning on asking about how the fact that Act 4 is like a sandbox.
Oh, that's
for,
pretty
the
sick. She looks like the
great
Dark
portion of it
Lurker.
there. And that's going to be super interesting from like racing and speedrunning.
Oh,
perspective
never
as
mind.
to
She
what
got her
people
boobies
take.
out.
But also, that
I did
does
not
seem like
expect
it
that
might help
part.
With,
She do have her boobies out.
The campaign.
But the
slog,
other stuff was kind of sick. The wings were cool.
Kind of do things in a different order each time. Is there some good reasons to do it in different orders as well? Like you mentioned, like differences in rewards, differences in challenges too, I imagine, for different builds?
Yeah, for sure. So, like the
They
reward
do be
thing
exposed.
is like probably the main reason you'd change the order, depending on what's going to work best for your character right now. So, yeah, each one has got stuff that like we're taking all the different fixed bonuses. I think that actually the fixed bonuses are different a little bit now, aren't they, than the way that they were when they were in Crawl? Did you change what stats they were? I thought you did. Yeah, I thought you did.
She's so valid for that. You know what?
Yeah.
Free the nipple. You know what I mean?
The spirit is the same, but the other bonuses, we've kept like, we'll still have the resistances that you got before, but some of the other bonuses from like, for example, Crawls, the snake in Act 3, I can't remember the name of these areas. We have internal names, the old snake chamber. The reward from that will be slightly different because not all 3 of those options are available, and they're available in different ways. Some of it might be, some of it might not be, and some of it will be in Act 4, some of it might be in the interlude, So it's kind of mix and match all over the place, but there's some pretty cool stuff in the interludes that you've obviously got your permanent bonuses, you've got your skill points, you've got just like which bosses do I want to do first or
Put him in the
last.
snake chamber.
That's all nice.
Wait,
but yeah,
chat.
there are other
What's your
things subtle.
favorite looking boss from PoE?
Like
I'm
the
curious.
First area of
Like one that I'm going to
one of
look at and be
them,
like,
I'm not gonna
holy hell.
Be as spoiler light as possible here. Has a wandering vendor that sells
Maven.
guaranteed rare caster gear,
PoE
and you can go and be like, I'm going to go there, check that. If I'm a caster, and then I'll go to the other two
That's
acts.
pretty
'cause
sick.
That
She
might
seems
have
cool.
Like a straight up weapon upgrade.
Just a neat looking like
and then there's another
solar
act
lady
that
or
sells
like
a whole bunch of
magic
greater
lady,
runes.
chaos
And
like
so you might
star
be like, I
lady.
need some runes. I'm going to go there, find that vendor, get some runes, and then go to another. And then one of them has, and you can have to
cosmic
find this for yourself.
searing
One of them has a
exarch.
nameless seer in it, and so go for it. Find that.
Searing
I'm not going to tell you which.
Yo,
So
this
you don't
dude is
advance
sick.
Some of these rewards so that you can make this decision, like maybe not those.
The searing exarch
ones.
is
I
sick.
think
Holy
does
shit.
Does it say it on does it show it to you on the world map?
You
gotta go with Cyrus?
Generally, you see the icons on the world map up to the point your character and the
Cyrus.
NPCs could reasonably know about.
This dude looks like a
So it depends
Chad.
on the act a little bit. In some cases, it's like no humans have been
Awakener
there,
of
so you can't know
Worlds.
until you've opened it, and then it will, or until you have been told about it or know about it or advanced the quest, and now you see all the icons. So. Some yes, some not, and
Maybe a bit of discovery
but
process.
like, look, it's gonna players are gonna share information pretty damn quickly. But yeah, it's actually quite fun having all this different
Cyrus
choice and
is
different
awesome.
axes.
You look
and
at the
we
fight.
haven't
I might look
had
at it
this
in a
level
bit.
of like, sure, you've got Path of Exile 1 Act 2 is go left or go right, and you got a little bit of that in like Act 8, but you don't. Yeah, get this much like parallel things going on like this in a kind of interesting way. So it'll be. I suspect it'll actually last a little bit longer than we anticipate, given how we had to put this kind of 3-part thing together so quickly.
Last a bit longer in terms of like players finding it fresh and interesting.
Yeah,
so,
that's the hope.
Okay. Good.
All 3 interludes kind of appear on one world map, so you kind of got 3 parallel tracks you can see.
Oh, hey,
on one
idea,
map.
Hunger. Thanks for the resub.
So,
Wait, I forgot to turn on the browser source.
Decision.
There you are.
browser instead
My
of-
bad.
I think a lot of people will just pick one just because it's the first one.
Yeah.
Probably. I bet that'll be the most common
You'll
choice.
see stats on that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, 60% pick rate for the first option.
Yeah, probably.
Left to right's most likely. Yeah.
Is there an
Makes sense.
ice lady?
The order
in
of the
PoE?
islands in Act 4 a little bit
Veritania, but
less
she's
predictable.
mean.
Yeah.
Sad face.
You know, one
Yeah,
of
but I
those
need to know
islands,
now.
like, there's
Veritania.
four permanent bonuses kind of going on in one area kind of thing.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like a, you know.
Oh yeah, no, she
Go there
definitely do be
first.
cold.
I'm not going to tell you which ones, but
Veritania, the Redeemer.
someone will do it, figure it out.
Make the progression guides. But I like the idea that it could be different for different builds too. That would be.
It's a
cool
very
if that ends
large
up
amount of
being the
boss
outcome.
variety.
That will keep things
They'll have
fresh
some
long
wild
term.
stuff.
There's a good reason to do it differently and doesn't just get kind of immediately solved.
Yeah.
So Act 4 was planned to have a new way of ascending, but that wasn't mentioned here. So it's not quite ready yet.
Didn't quite get time for it. It'll be coming a bit later. But you can still. There's still a quest to go to the place where that is happening.
How many bosses are in PO?
But and we added like
PO1?
kind of another
No,
reward
POE
there,
1.
You know, just for the time being.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Could
later
she
on
be
there'll
mean to
there'll be
me?
that. It just.
What is
The
that
amount
called?
of work required
Is
to
that
make
shy?
that trial
Yeah,
just
shy.
unfortunately wasn't quite compatible with making all of the other stuff we made. Probably if we hadn't made the interlude, we would have been able to do it. But I think the
That's what you
interlude was
call
more
a
important
boss?
just to get rid of Cruel. So yeah, we ended up making that decision.
Yeah,
But we'll get to it.
Thank goodness.
I was gonna say a
I'm, like, so
big health
stoked
bar,
what's
but
going on.
that's its own thingy.
If it's what most of us imagine it's going to be, I can imagine where a lot of that work comes in. So hopefully you guys, is it something that you'd like to get ready for next league then, it sounds like?
Well, I don't want to promise anything because at this
Yeah,
point
fair
we're
enough.
in the mode of like we'll cut stuff if we need to make the release happen. So I wouldn't want to promise anything, but you know that would be nice.
Well, no,
just have
everything
to
has
say.
a name
I
above
guess
the
other
health
question
bar,
then is, do you
technically,
Mm-hmm.
think it'll
but
be like different enough? and
maybe a name
appealing
above the
to
health
people who
bar
don't
that you
necessarily
don't
want
have to
ascend
mouse
the
over, I
other
guess?
ways?
Well, it's certainly different than the other ones
Yeah,
by a very significant
different.
margin.
Maybe.
So yeah, like I think that'll be that'll be interesting.
And what's the vision for how ascendancy works long term then? So is it the idea that you ascend once in Act 2, once and then again in Act 3, and then again in Act 4?
I mean, you will
You'll
be
get
able to do
6
it that
points
way, but if
that
you
way?
want to do other, I mean, yeah, that's a way to do it. But if you want to, just if you like a certain trial better, doing it that way is also fine too.
It's just interesting because there's like not as much of a gap as there usually is between those first 6
Guess not.
months that way.
I
Like they're
guess
quite
not.
rapid fire. So and then it would be a big gap until the end game, and you do your choice of full.
Bricky doesn't have his
I mean,
name
I
over
guess
the
I
health
guess we
bar.
see
It's
that as
under.
fine.
What do you
But
mean
you
by
kind of want
that?
to get your build locked in to some degree.
You
by
should
the
put
time
a
you get
health
to that
bar
sort of level.
directly
I
beneath
it's
me
just
like
different
this.
to how it's been done in the past before,
Right,
right?
right.
Where we had, whereas like right at Endgame, you did that third
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So that's interesting stuff. So a big part of this obviously is then continuing the campaign slug kind of discussion was just the speed of the campaign, how that tied in with difficulty, zone sizes, and things like that. You guys did a whole bunch of big changes
With the
quality
quality of a map boss.
Yeah.
Big
So we did a
rare
bit of that.
hundreds,
That's one of those things that's
actually
a bit
amazing
hard
and big
to,
ones about a
see
dozen.
exactly
Well, I
until
mean,
you've
like
played
those
it
are
a couple
final
of
bosses,
times.
I would assume,
So
right?
like for example, right now, like
Bricky's health bar is in the
first time
forehead.
you play
I
threat
should add a
4,
little
I doubt
red
you'll be
bar
worried
for my
about zone
forehead, and
size.
as I start
Second
taking
time, then it
actual
might then start
damage.
to realize like what places are too big and what places aren't. So there'll probably be a little bit of adjustment to that, even as we do the first couple of patches in 030 as well. Just because, like as I said, it's actually a bit hard to appreciate until you've kind of played it a few times. But the sprint helps a lot. Like sprint is a big deal as far as like changing how the game feels in this regard. So if you're fast and you know how to use it well and that kind of stuff, you can motor quite a lot more than you were. It'll be interesting
Sprint
to
is
see
sick.
how many people are using
The
that
PoE had
all
the big
time
sword
versus how
class.
many people
Not
are
yet.
kind of just using
all
it.
the time.
You have? Well,
Not
but
yet.
The thing is, you're an experienced PoE player, right? Like you're gonna be.
But like,
that.
there's a fun risk.
What, is that
reward to
bulge?
using it that way though? Like, if you are just using it to traverse,
Wait,
or like backtrack,
oh,
or something
Sag,
the wrong way or something
aka
like that,
Bulge.
Then it's pretty cruisy and it works.
Why did
great for that,
Sag
but
turn into
it also is a
Bulge?
very powerful like combat tool. You can
It's
use it, like,
Bulge as
a
my
boss is doing
Sag.
something,
Can you
you
make
can
your
get
own
further away
version
than
of
you could've
Sag
done.
as
For boss
Bulge?
stuff, you can, although it is dangerous.
Oh, because you
right?
can do a
Like,
7 TV
yeah,
subscriber
if you
thing.
screw it up, then
Gotcha,
you-
yeah.
gotcha.
But I think the thing that I find kind of interesting about it as well is that like you can skip monsters now more easily, and that means that if you are overpowered due to getting a good item drop or something like that, you can kind of like motor through a couple of areas a bit more, like, you know, sort of then catch up to the point where you sort of feel about right as far as the difficulty, and then keep going from there, like more specifically. So you've got that kind of tool at your disposal. Not something I'd expect like new players to do, or like players who kind of don't want to engage with that stuff.
All right.
But if you're talking about like, you know, like the person who's playing through the campaign the 5th time,
we have completed our sponsor segment of the stream. I was unsure if I was supposed to be watching the Q&A for the segment. Apparently I was not. So I feel a little goofy on that one. I was like, you know, I'm not quite sure if I'm supposed to be watching the Q&A part of this, but I'll watch it anyway because like I was probably interested. And then I realized I was being a bit of a goober. Now, chat, I was normally going to end the stream about now. However, I will be playing the new update for PoE next week for more of the sponsory doodads. And in the interim, in the meantime, I'm just going to do one quick thing. I was considering doing White Knuckle, and then the time kind of got away from me because I wasn't aware about the Q&A thing. So I'm just going to play one game of Balatro, okay? That's all I'm going to do. It's just one round, okay? It's just one round. It's just one round. Okay? No more than one round. I am going to play for a Nan-Inf run on stream now, one round. I'm getting some faces from you all. Don't appreciate that. Listen, it's just one round. We're gonna go for Big E, okay? We're gonna go for Big E. We're very simple people in this scenario. Okay, buddy, it's one round. It is just one round. Okay? That's all it is. That's all it is. Shit. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I already started messing up my run. It's fine. Is that one for us or one for you? It's one for me. Us together, whatever it is, okay? I love that. Okay, and then we get a banner. It's very simple stuff. We're just one for the road, chat. One for the road. Where's the road? Road. Just a singular. And then we... Oh my god, I need to buy it. I don't think I should be buying it. I shouldn't be buying that. Why did you buy that, Bricky? You should not have bought that. But you bought it anyway. And burn me. Re-roll me. I cry. Play only one hand type this round. It's so tough watching Addiction in real time. It's one round. We're going for the econ jokers. We're going for the big money. We're going for high probabilities and truth and power. We're going for all the individual things that are important in this scenario. We're taking a card sharp because it's good for us, okay? And then we're just gonna play this. It's fine. We're good. We're gaming. Look at that power. We're gonna hit E. Just you watch. We're gonna E it. It's okay. It's not very good. It's fine. We need money anyway. I'm not addicted. Wait. I'm not addicted. I just ain't a quitter. Exactly. I'm not addicted. I'm just not a quitter. You get it. Okay. Okay, it's a terrible bunch of hands you're giving me here, not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, you know what? We can magician. And you know what? We can wheel, because it's gonna... Just give me my goddamn lucky cards. So I can... Yes! Alright, $20. Thank you. He's cooked. Shut. Shut. I've got this. This isn't even... Thank God. It's fine. I've got this, okay? Relax, I've got this. Relax, chat. You need to start relaxing. That's like not very good, but like it's fine. You need to take it down a notch. Shit, I misclicked. I'm going to die. How's Bricky not have a category on Twitch? It's blank for me. Have you considered refreshing? I'm losing because of my extreme levels of hubris that I have currently gained during this day. Thank God for that hermit. I think I might cry, chat. I think I might cry like a little baby. I'm considering it. I'm considering crying like a little baby. If you don't mind, we're so back. I just need a lucky card. I'm pretty sure I've lost. Holy shit, I'm still alive. I didn't realize that. We have to use this card. I'm gonna cry again. This is crushing. This is a monumental pain. Cartomancer goes kind of hard. I take. This is a level of pain never before seen. Please. Those are fine, I guess. Nice full house. I decided to open up Balatro, and what I received was suffering. Do you think I'm going to die? I have died. Well, chat, as I said, one game is all I need. It was a very nice stream. I hope you all had a wonderful time. It was a very great time. I hope things have been great. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.